Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pippins pregame show. I'm Chris Rosado Jr. It's a pleasure to have you along. Back at home after a 6-game road trip, Pippins had a bit of a mixed bag on their 6-game road trip. And when I say mixed bag, I mean they went from one extreme, being swept by the Corvallis Knights in the first 3 games, to the other extreme, sweeping the Port Angeles Lefties to finish up the road trip. Their final game 2 days ago was a thriller, much different from the first 2 in Port Angeles, where the Pippins got out to an early lead and never looked back. Pippins scored a run in the first inning Sunday, but the Lefties answered with 3 of their own, and at one point led 4-1. Pippins mounted a comeback, eventually took a lead, but lost it in the 8th, trailing 7-6 into the 9th. That's when Willie Lajoie took over, and with one swing of the bat, tied the game up with a solo home run. 2 teams would play into the 11th inning when the Pippins scored 4 and Owen Wild held them off despite allowing 2 runs in the bottom of the 11th for an 11-9 victory and the Pippins' first road series sweep since back in 2018. Tonight, Pippins kick off their final regular season series against the Wenatchee Applesox. Head coach Kyle Crustangel's former team. Pippins took 2 out of 3 in Wenatchee earlier this summer. When we come back, we'll take you through lineups just in time for first pitch to get us going right here on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Back inside Yakima County Stadium, we are live moments ahead of Game 1 of the 3-game series. The Pippins hosting the Wenatchee Applesox. Final 3 home regular season games. Final 3 regular season games for both of these teams. In fact, every team around the West Coast League will wrap up their regular season between today and Thursday. We'll take you through tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by the Yakima Herald-Republic. For the best sports coverage in the Yakima Valley, subscribe to the Yakima Herald-Republic, either in print or online. You can subscribe by calling 577-7755. The Yakima Herald-Republic, they tell your stories. Starting lineup tonight for the visiting Wenatchee Applesox. Michael O'Hara will start things off playing center field. The right fielder Enzo Apodaca will bat second, and the catcher Colin Villegas hits third tonight. Tino Bethencourt playing third base, hitting cleanup. AJ Guerrero will play left field and bat fifth. Jackson Vanderbrite, last name some Pippins fans may know if you weren't tuned into our Mixler broadcast back in Wenatchee. We'll get into that later on tonight. Jackson playing second base tonight, hitting sixth. Ethan Stacy, the DH, will bat seventh. Luke Stuka hitting eighth tonight. He's the first baseman. Garrett Cutting is the shortstop, rounds out the bottom of the order. And when we get to the bottom of the first, the starting pitcher tonight for the Wenatchee Applesox will be Cameron Liss. Defensively for your Yakima Valley Pippins, Corey Jarrell is manning left field tonight. Taylor Holder out in center, and Brock Melenda gets the start in right field tonight. Mason Marenko at third base, Connor Caballer at short, Spencer Marenko at second, and Willie Lajoie playing first base. Sam Olson is behind the plate tonight for the Pippins, with Kirby Robertson on the mound. So that will bring us to the first batter of today's game, Michael O'Hara, sophomore out of Santa Clara University. He will face off against Kirby Robertson, who will be a sophomore at Columbia Basin College. First pitch to O'Hara. Breaking ball misses low and inside, and it's 1-0. A few minutes late here tonight on the start. 6:37 first pitch on a 6:35 scheduled start time. Fastball taken on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. We'll say a couple minutes late, much better than, they played the gates are open. Game will start in an hour. They played that at 6 o'clock tonight, and press box kind of scrambled. Everyone thought the game started at 6:35, and it was supposed to. But somebody got a mixed message on the schedule for today's events. 2-1 count for O'Hara. He lines one the other way down the third base line. That goes into the bullpen for the Pippins and is fouled. Julian Todd and Chabot getting some early work out there. He will collect it down in the bullpen. O'Hara bats from the left side, playing center field tonight for the Applesox, hitting .260 on the year. The 2-2 pitch, fastball outside. He gets a piece of it and fouls it off to stay alive. The count's still even 2-2. Pippins just wrapped up a 6-game road trip, as you saw in the pregame show, in which they lost the first 3 and won the last 3. They're now 13-11 on the road. Here's the 2-2 again to O'Hara. They go inside this time and miss low. It's a full count. At home, the Pippins, we've talked about, the success has been there all season long. 26-6 overall at home here in the Orchard. 15-6 when playing West Coast League opponents. Still 9 games above 500. The payoff pitch, and it's pulled hard on the ground. One hops Willie Lajoie and gets past his glove into the corner. Brock Melinda picks it up and fires to second. But Michael O'Hara is in with a double to start things off in the top of the first. And we'll have a change here early on in the top of the first inning. Brock Melinda, who just played that ball into the corner, he's coming off the field, and Blake Dickman will be asked to play right field for the Pippins. So an early change for the Pippins. Blake Dickman takes over in right. And left-hander Enzo Apodaca will bat. Right fielder tonight for the Wenatchee Applesox. First pitch swung on and missed. He was way out in front of that one, and it's 0-1. Kirby Robertson, 5 appearances in West Coast League play. All of them starts. 2-1 record for him, 3.90 ERA. In 30 innings of work, 19 strikeouts to 13 walks. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Misses outside with the fastball, and it's 1-1. His last outing for Kirby Robertson was a non-league outing back on July 31st. On Players Weekend, actually wrapped up Players Weekend with the start. 5 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Fly ball into left field. Corey Jarrell racing to the line near the bullpen, and he'll make the catch near the line in fair territory. That's out number 1. Michael O'Hara will retreat to second base and stay there. So Colin Villegas will bat. Catcher tonight for the Applesox. Runner on second base and 1 out in the top of the first. First pitch, and Villegas takes down low. It gets away from Olsen, skipped off the shin guard. And O'Hara goes over to third on the wild pitch. Pippins scored first in all 6 games of their road trip and their last game at home against the Highline Bears back on July 31st when Kirby Robertson made his last start. So 7 straight games where they've scored first, but here in the top of the first inning, the Applesox threatening to score with a runner 90 feet away and 1 out. Sam Olsen out for a quick chat with Robertson. Makes his way back towards the plate. some sort of discussion between the Pippins dugout and the home plate umpire, Will Bennett. I wonder if they were trying to say that he was checking on the arm of Kirby Robertson. Either way, mound visit charge to the Pippins. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hard grounder left side. Connor Caballer will pick it up. O'Hara will score from third. The throw goes to first. And Colin Villegas grounds out, but he gets the RBI, and the Applesox lead 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. I'll bring Tino Bethencourt to the plate, the third baseman tonight for the Applesox. Hitting cleanup, but has nobody to clean up on the base paths here with 2 outs. First pitch to Bethencourt, breaking ball up high, stays up high. And that's ball 1. Pippins scored first in all 3 games when they were in Wenatchee, July 23rd to the 25th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Popped up, foul territory. Willie Lajoie racing over near the dugout, and it bounces on the top railing of the Wenatchee dugout. Lajoie had some trouble finding where he was and just couldn't quite get to it in time. It's a tough one when you're in front of the opposing team's dugout. You're not getting the help you would in front of your own dugout. Guys will tell you how close you are, whether it's going to go foul or not. He was all on his own, and the Applesox were right there. He wasn't sure whether it would hit off a net or part of the cement. Foul ball. Here's the 1-1 curveball that misses out and low, and it's 2-1 to Bethencourt. Bethencourt second on the team in RBI with 26 of them. He's hitting .221 coming into this game. Here's the 2-1. This is up high, and it's 3-1 to Bethencourt. Bethencourt, a guy who gets on base quite a bit. He'll use his speed to his advantage as well, and Kirby Robertson misses up high. No speed necessary. It's a walk issued to him with 2 outs. However, we might see the speed come into play now as he has 14 stolen bases on the year. Puts him actually second on the team. He was leading the team and up there in the leading leaderboards for the West Coast League when the Pippins were in Wenatchee a few weeks ago. Here's the first pitch to A.J. Guerrero. Lines one. That gets through the middle of the infield and into left center. Bethencourt will just take 1 base as Gerald gets it in quickly. And so it's a 2-out single for A.J. Guerrero that puts runners on first and second. Well, you hear the Pippins crowd cheer for Jackson Vanderbrite. Jackson and the Vanderbrite family out of Yakima, Washington. And another Vanderbrite. I want to get the name right here. Jace, his older brother, played for the Yakima Valley Pippins in 2015 and 16. Runners on first and second, 0-1 count, and it's a fly ball to center field. Taylor Holder looks like he's underneath it, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So the crowd comes out to support Vanderbrite, and, well, mixed feelings for him as he flies out to end the top of the first, but it's good for the home team. We go to the bottom of the first. Wenatchee leading 1-0. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the bottom of the first inning. Wenatchee Applesox leading 1-0 here in Yakima. Spencer Marenko to lead things off for the Pippins against the left-hander Cameron Liss. First pitch, misses, catches the knees, and it's 0-1. Take you through the starting lineup tonight for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Spencer Marenko leading off. Taylor Holder bats second, and Sam Olson will bat third and catch. Holder out in center field. The 0-1 pitch to Spencer taken up high, and it's 1-1. Willie Lajoie, the cleanup hitter, playing first base tonight. Brock Melendo was the batter in the lineup batting fifth, playing right field, but now it's Blake Dickman after Dickman came on in the top of the first inning. Mason Marenko playing third base tonight. He bats sixth. Corey Jarrell hitting seventh. And playing left field, Peyton Childers, DH again tonight. He's in the 8 spot, and Connor Caballer is at the bottom of the lineup playing shortstop. Spencer bounces one down the third base line. It was fair, but it bounced off the lip of the grass and bounced foul, so now he will have to head back with a 1-2 count. Defensively for the Wenatchee Applesox, A.J. Guerrero is out in left field, Michael O'Hara in center, and Enzo Apodaca is manning right field for the Applesox. Tino Bethencourt at third base. Garrett Cutting takes over at shortstop. Jackson Vanderbrite at second, and Luke Stuka is the first baseman. Colin Villegas behind the plate tonight for the Wenatchee Applesox. And on the mound, as I said, left-hander Cameron Liss. Spencer still with a 1-2 count after fouling another pitch off. Liss will be a junior at Washington State University in the fall. Here comes the 1-2. They go backdoor with it, but it stays outside, and it's 2-2 for Spencer. Liss has made 6 West Coast League appearances for the Wenatchee Applesox, 5 of them as starts. 0-2 record for him with a 5.40 ERA. 2-2 pitch on its way to Spencer Marenko. Backdoor breaking ball. He gets a piece of it and grounds it over to Garrett Cutting at shortstop. Throws the first in time. And Spencer Marenko grounds out for out number 1 in the first. So that will bring Taylor Holder to the plate, who almost without fail, every time the Pippins wear white, there ends up being a delay as the opposing team has an issue with the fact that he's normally listed as number 11 on the lineup card. But I got a peek of it early and asked head coach Kyle Crustangel to just go ahead and switch it to 6 with them wearing white tonight. And I think he did. So I don't think we should have a accusation of mistaken identity here tonight. He fouled off the first pitch, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 from Liss, backdoor breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Liss is very good locating that. I'm not sure because of the elevation here. I can't tell whether it's dropping like a curveball or just moving laterally like a slider, but it's got a lot of break. 0-2. Started that one over the middle of the plate, broke inside, and it's 1-2 for Holder. List, as I said, 0-2. He does have a save. 25 innings of work, 29 strikeouts, and 17 walks. Last loss came against the Pippins on July 25th. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder back to the mound. Goes off the glove of List. Second baseman Vanderbrite finds it over to first just in time, and Taylor Holder is out by half a step. Vanderbrite did not see that right off the glove of List. It took him a while to figure out where it was. He realized it was playable and got to it quickly enough to make the play over at first. That will bring Sam Olson to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Cameron List trying to get through a 3-up, 3-down inning to hold the lead against the Pippins. First pitch bounces inside, and it's 1-0 for Olson. Olson hitting .269 on the year. Been near the top of the batting average and on-base percentage leaderboards almost since he joined the team. Got off to a real hot start at the plate when he joined the team. Cooled off a little bit and still has been up there in batting average-wise. 2 balls and no strikes. List out of the windup. The pitch catches the knees. It's 2-1. Back on July 25th, the second game of the series against the Pippins. Actually, the third game of the series against the Pippins. Here's the 2-1. Backdoor breaking ball, and Olson swings and misses at that one. It's 2-2. List made the start. 4 innings on the mound, 3 runs, all 3 earned, 4 hits, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Went on to lose that game 5-1, so he ate the loss. Here's the 2-2. Pitch taken just down low, and it's a full count for Sam Olson. Out of the windup, the payoff pitch. Backdoor breaking ball stays outside. The Applesox were moving towards the dugout, but not called a strike, and Sam Olson with a 2-out walk. So here's Willie Lajoie hitting .245 on the year. Tied for the team lead in runs. He caught up with Noah Williamson, who's been gone from the team for now 6 league games, or I guess 7 league games. First pitch to Lajoie. Take a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. He's also second on the team in RBI with 24 and second on the team in home runs with 4 of them. He had 2 of them in the series against Port Angeles that the Pippins just finished. The 0-1 pitch. Fly ball into deep right field, racing to the wall, and that ball is off the base of the wall. Sam Olson racing around to score from first. He will. No throw, and Willie Lajoie has an RBI stand-up double in the bottom of the first to tie this game up at 1. That ball just kept carrying and carrying out to right. Opposite field double for Willie Lajoie. He hit that one a little high. It was a fly ball, and I believe it bounced just off the base of the wall. Just because of the angle, I mean, it came down and almost died at the base of the wall. Take another look at that hit real quick so you can see for yourself, in case you missed it the first time. Willie Lajoie takes that one the other way and gives it a ride all the way to the fence. It will drop untouched. Sam Olson races around all the way from first base to score, and Willie Lajoie is in with a stand-up double to tie this game in the bottom of the first. Blake Dickman batting for Brock Melenda. Brock got the start for the first batter and ended up making a play out in right field as well. But Blake takes over. He'll play the rest of this game in right field. The 1-0 pitch, backdoor curveball in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Lajoie on second base. He's the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 1-1. And Dickman hits a hard grounder through the left side of the infield, being waved around. No, now they'll put up the stop sign. Lajoie will stop at third. Dickman rounded first, too far. Now he's in a pickle. Lajoie has to score. The throw goes home, so now Lajoie's in a pickle. Dickman to second. He avoids the tag. Not called for going out of the baseline, and the Applesox will come out to argue that one. You knew that was coming. The second, Will Bennett, the home plate umpire, called him safe. And we'll see if Ian Sanderson is able to change his mind. Lajoie was running on the edge of the dirt. Well, let's take you back to that one. So Dickman hits a grounder through the left side of the infield. The throw comes in and gets cut off in the infield. Dickman took a large turn, so Lajoie started heading off the bag as Dickman got into a pickle on first. They throw home, and now Lajoie has to get out of it. They try to apply the tag, and as you can see, he's not near the line. He's a few steps away, so when he scoots out of the way, it looks far away from the actual foul line. But from where he was, which determines his baseline, him to the base is the baseline when someone tries to make a play on you. And from where he was, he took one step away and avoided the tag. And generally, the umpires will give you about one step either direction, maybe a step and a half, to avoid a tag and consider you in the baseline. Lajoie gets around that one, and the Pippins have runners on second and third because while Lajoie was getting out of his pickle, Dickman had moved up to second. Mason Marenko bats with runners on second and third now. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Mason Marenko. Tries to hold back a swing, but he doesn't. Ball bounces out in front of Colin Villegas, but he gets to it quickly enough. Lajoie not scoring from third. Quick no balls and 2 strikes for the Pippins. Lajoie ends up not getting tagged out on that play. To keep them alive, they've got 2 runners in scoring position. This game still tied at 1 in the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs. Liss out of the stretch. Looks back at second. Here comes the 0-2, and Mason Marenko takes down low and outside. It's 1-2. Mason has 16 RBI this season. 5 extra base hits, 3 of them doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. Liss comes set, hands below the belt. Big leg kick. Here comes the 1-2. Backdoor breaking ball, and that one bit the edge. Strike 3 looking for Mason Marenko. Leaves runners on second and third, and the Pippins will try to hold on to the tie game as we head to the top of the second. Tied at 1. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for the top of the second inning. We're now tied at 1. The Applesox score 1 in the top of the first. Pippins answer with an RBI double by Willie Lajoie to tie the game. And we head into the second. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Applesox, starting with Ethan Stacy against the right-hander Kirby Robertson in his second inning of work. Starts him off at the top of the strike zone, called strike, 0-1. Robertson in the first inning, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 1 run against him. No strikeouts. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Misses low and inside, and it's 1-1. Stacy will be a sophomore out of Lower Columbia College. He's the DH tonight for the Applesox. 3 for 8. Just getting started with the Applesox as the season comes to an end. Pulls a grounder towards his new teammates. Bounces off the railing or the fence in front of the dugout and not off any players. However, I do think it got a piece of the first base coach. So 1 ball and 2 strikes for Stacy. Robertson out of the windup. Here's the 1-2. A fly ball into shallow left field. Corey Jarrell racing in. Caballer coming out, but Jarrell will make the catch, and that's out number 1. So here's Luke Stuka, who tossed the bat to his teammate, Garrett Cutting, and I don't know if it's because of the angle of the sun or what, but now he's showing Michael O'Hara. He's saying that Stuka threw the bat at him. Looked more like a toss for me, but Stuka fly ball into right center field. Underneath it quickly is Taylor Holder. Blake Dickman to back up the play, but Holder makes the catch, and that's a quick second out. This is what we expect from Kirby Robertson. He'll throw a lot of strikes, especially early on in the count. Let some guys get some wood on the baseball. Not a lot of strikeouts, not a lot of walks from Kirby Robertson. Part of the reason the Pippins like to throw him so much. Seen a lot of action in non-league play. Here's the first pitch to Garrett Cutting. He lines one into center field, and Taylor Holder has a read on it. On the run, though, near the warning track, he makes the catch. That's a 6-pitch inning by my count to get Kirby Robertson through the top of the second. Game still tied at 1 as we head to the bottom half of the second. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Pippins. Corey Jarrell, Peyton Childers, and Connor Caballer. When we come back, you're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
Common certainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting.
Come on. Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Chris Rosado Jr. Happy to have you along here on the Pippins Broadcast Network, whether you're tuned in on YouTube at Pippins Baseball or on Mixler Audio at Pippins Baseball. You can, if you're on one and would like to be on the other, you can find both of those at pippinsbaseball.com/live. Corey Jarrell leads things off for the Pippins. Soft line drive. Hard read for A.J. Guerrero out there and left, but he finally gets underneath it and makes the catch. That's out number 1. Well, it took Kirby Robertson just 6 pitches to get through the top half of the second inning, and Cameron List doing his best to also get through the bottom half of the second quickly. 1 out already, and new batter, Peyton Childers being pinch hit for here. In the bottom of the second inning, it's Austin Plante. So Kyle Crustangelo doesn't normally make a lot of changes, especially early on in games. has already made 2, bringing out Brock Melenda, who started the game in right field after 1 batter for Blake Dickman, and Austin Plante bats here in the bottom of the 2nd inning for the DH Childers, and he's hit on the hip. Well, Plante is a bigger target than Childers. Could have been a strategic choice. Plante getting the start against the left-hander. Well, not getting the start, but gets to hit for the first time in the spot in the lineup. Comes into a game against a left-hander on the mound, Cameron Liss. 1 out, Plante on first base. Here's Connor Caballer, bottom of the lineup for the Pippins. And Austin Plante running on the first move. Pitch taken inside, and Plante had such a good jump that he steals second without a throw. So Caballer takes ball 1. Well, I've talked about it when the Pippins were in Wenatchee. I talk about it most of the time when there's a left-hander on the mound. There's 2 ways to steal off a left-hander from first base. The 1-0 pitch to Caballer is down the middle for a strike, and it's 1-1. The one that will generally result in a stolen base, as long as they don't throw over, is running on the first move. And Cameron Liss has a high slow leg kick that he employs even with runners on. The 1-1, Caballer grounds it foul on the third base side. It's 1-2. And he was looking right at Austin Plante as he took off running on the very first pitch as soon as he lifted his leg up, and still decided to throw home. By that point, Plante had that bag easily stolen. Here's the 1-2 to Caballer. Back door, and he fouls it off again back towards the dugout. Just got the end of the bat on that one. Still 1-2. For Plante, that is the 2nd stolen base of the season. 1-2. Grounded the other way to the second baseman, Vanderbrite, who throws to first, and Caballer is out, number 2. But Austin Plante moves to third on the play, and the go-ahead run is on third base. So that will bring Spencer Marenko to the plate as we go back to the top of the lineup. And if you're wondering why Caballer's hitting at the bottom instead of the top, it's, well, pretty much for this reason. Connor Caballer bats at the bottom, and Spencer Marenko bats at the top. 2 great batters. Both could find themselves at the top of really any lineup. Ball taken low and inside by Spencer Marenko, and it's 1-0. And so you put one of them in the 9-hole, one of them on the top of the lineup. The difference is maybe 1 or 2 at-bats, well, 1 at-bat less per game for Caballer. But the opportunity to keep an inning going, as a backdoor breaking ball misses way outside, and it's 2-0. In this case, Caballer is retired on the ground out, but he does so by putting the ball on the ground the other way, allowing Plante to advance. And Spencer Marenko, who leads the team in on-base percentage, is at the plate. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Takes inside, just inside for a ball, and it's 3-0. Cameron Liss comes set, the runner on third. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner for a strike, and they throw down to third. Austin Plante is called out on the back pick. Colin Villegas to Tino Bethencourt, and Plante cannot believe it. Oh, the tag got him high, either on the shoulder or the helmet, and Crust Angel not going out to argue the call. I think the point would be moot anyways against these guys, but it was definitely a close play. Villegas saw Plante leaning too far off the bag and took advantage. Spencer Marenko will lead things off because he had taken a strike, so he had a 3-1 count instead of a walk. So he will lead things off in the third, but first we go to the top of the third, and it's the top of the lineup for the Wenatchee Applesox. Game still tied at 1. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Top of the third inning and top of the lineup for the Wenatchee Applesox. It's Michael O'Hara. Had a leadoff double to start this game. Breaking ball misses up high to him, and it's 1-0. Kirby Robertson, 2 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, and 1 walk for him. The 1-0 pitch, and O'Hara lifts this one foul and out of play on the third base side into the grandstands, and lucky fan catches it off the ricochet off a bleacher, and it's 1-1. Decent-sized crowd here in Yakima for the final home series of the regular season as O'Hara fouls one back to the screen, and it's 1-2. The energy here in Yakima begins to sort of climb, the excitement building in anticipation of the playoffs for Yakima. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Misses outside, and it's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch from Kirby Robertson, and O'Hara stabs at that one. He does get a piece of it, and the count remains 2-2. Pippins haven't been to the playoffs since 2017, making their 4th trip to the playoffs in franchise history. The 2-2 bounces off the knee of Michael O'Hara, and he's hit with the 2-2 pitch. Well, Kirby Robertson is going to deal tonight, and the Wenatchee Applesox are going to take any free bases he will give them. Pippins making it to the playoffs this season by winning the first half in the North Division. First time they've ever won the first half to qualify for the West Coast League playoffs. First pitch strike to Enzo Apodaca. And we now know who the Pippins will be playing this weekend as well, as the Bellingham Bells this weekend officially clinched a playoff berth. The 0-1 pitch misses outside, and it's 1-1. Although saying that the Bells clinched the berth maybe gives them a little bit too much credit for the events of this weekend. The Bells were actually playing non-league games against the Highline Bears, but Wenatchee's loss on Sunday sealed the playoff berth for the Bells. A foul ball by Apodaca, and it's 1-2. The Bells are the only team left with a chance to win the second half against the Pippins. The magic number for the Pippins to win the second half in the North Division is 2 right now. The 1-2 pitch, Apodaca swings and foul tips it back into the glove. That's a strikeout, the first for Kirby Robertson tonight. 1 out, runner on first base, and Colin Villegas will bat. So the magic number being 2 for the Pippins means that 2 wins over these 3 games guarantee them the North Division in the second half. Here's the first pitch to Villegas, who takes a changeup in there for a strike. It's 0-1. But it also means as Pippins win just one game and the Bells lose a game, then they would lock up the second half crown. It also means even if the Pippins were to get swept somehow by the Wenatchee Applesox, if the Bells lose 2 of their games, then the Pippins still would win the second half in the North Division. Viegas fouled off a line drive right into lefties. That one had some zip on it. By the way, the Bellingham Bells in Cowlitz today. They're trailing right now 2-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. And it looks like a fan might have actually gotten hit by that ball. Some of the players and Jordan Cameron, the coach for the Pippins, have headed out of the dugout and are looking down the railing. We might resume to play here, but I think they might need to get some attention into lefties, and I know they will be. Actually, the trainer heads out now for the Pippins for some immediate care. Long hold for Kirby Robertson. Now will step off. A lot of commotion on the field. I believe that was the Pippins athletic trainer, Joel, who headed out into lefties to attend to whoever might have gotten hit by that baseball. Colin Viegas doing some damage to the Pippins fan base here, and he now bounces one that just barely catches the fence and rolls down into the bullpen. Tyler Frieder's out to retrieve that one. Almost bounced another one into lefties. The fans down there staying extra vigilant now. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch misses up high. It's 1-2. The Bells have clinched the playoff berth despite not yet or not being on top of the North Division, because it only matters who wins the division in the second half if that team did not also win the first half. Breaking ball, flied into right field. Blake Dickman thought he was underneath it, then second-guessed himself, but he was underneath it, and now he makes the catch for out number 2. 2 outs, runner on first base for Tino Bethencourt. If the same team wins the second half that won the first, which the Pippins are aiming to do here in 2021, then the next team who could qualify for the playoffs is not the second-place team in the second half. It's the best overall winning percentage or next best overall winning percentage in the entire division. First pitch fastball on the outside corner taken for a strike by Tino Bethencourt. And the Bellingham Bells, who finished in second place in the first half, are en route to either finish second or first in the North in the second half. So they will have at least the second best winning percentage. The 0-1 pitch bounces low and away, and it's 1-1. In fact, they cannot get the best overall winning percentage from the Pippins because of how well the Pippins did in the first half. The 1-1 bounces outside, and it's 2-1. So the Bells, with Wenatchee losing a couple of games over the weekend, the Bells have locked up essentially the second best overall winning percentage. So they will qualify that way even if they don't end up winning the first half. The 2-1 pitch, Bethencourt takes down low, and it's 3-1. The South Division is kind of even crazier. Corvallis has locked up the second half championship just like they did the first. They've won both halves in the South Division. The 3-1 runner goes, lined up top and jumping to make the catch is Mason Marenko. That was a great stop by Mason Marenko. Michael O'Hara was running on the play. If that ball drops in left field, O'Hara's to third and possibly even further. Instead, it's just the one run, or actually no runs scored in the third, and we go into the bottom of the third, top of the lineup due for the Pippins, starting with Spencer Marenko. Game still tied at 1. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Bottom of the third inning, Spencer Marenko at the plate. Lucky, not lucky, but heads-up baseball by the Pippins, making sure they know that Spencer Marenko should be leading off. He had a 3-0 count when Austin Plante was back-picked from third base. First pitch from Cameron Liss, and he hits a grounder up the middle, goes off the glove of Liss to the second baseman Vanderbrite, who this time had a good jump on it. And over to first in time. That's the second 1-4-3 put out today. As I said, Spencer Marenko is at the plate with a 3-0 count. Pitch looked like it might have missed off the outside corner, but bit the outside corner. And if the Pippins had thought that Spencer Marenko had walked and then Plante was thrown out at third, then he would not have started this inning, and that could have been a batting out of order situation for the Pippins. Instead, they recognize it was called a strike. Spencer goes back to the plate to start the third inning and unfortunately does ground out. Taylor Holder batting now with 1 out and nobody on. He takes a first pitch strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he rips one just underneath the glove of the third baseman Tino Bethencourt into the left field corner. Holder with a big turn. Now he's on his way to second as A.J. Guerrero plays in the dirt on the warning track in left field. It's a 1-out double for Taylor Holder. That will bring up Sam Olson with 1 out and Holder on second base. Game tied at 1. Both teams scored a run in the first inning and haven't been able to score since. That's the third hit of the night for the Pippins. The Applesox have 2 so far. No errors for either team to this point in the game. Cameron Liss in 2 innings has now given up his third hit. 1 run against him, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 hit batter. First pitch high and outside to Olson, and it's 1-0. Olson walked in his first at-bat in the first inning and scored all the way from first on Willie Lajoie's double off the wall in right field that had a lot of hang time. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Backdoor stays low, and it's 2-0. Olson had walked on a full count on a pitch that really the entire Applesox defense thought was going to get called strike 3. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And another one that stays low, and it's 3-0 for Olson. So I started talking about the South Division standings. As I said, Corvallis has already locked up the second half championship. So we know that in the South it will go down to overall winning percentage and who has the second best overall winning percentage. However, in the South, things aren't as simple as they may appear, as teams that had a strong first half had a weak second half and vice versa. So there's actually a 3-way tie for second place, 3 teams with the second best win percentage. Taylor Holder takes off for third, a great jump again, and he steals third handily as Sam Olson walks to put runners on the corners with 1 out. Cameron Liss's high leg kick the Pippins are going to take advantage of throughout the night. You know, I thought I saw Bryce Martin Grudzalanek coming off the field after the last half inning, but I wasn't quite sure and didn't know where he had been playing. So this is the third change to the lineup for the Pippins as Bryce will bat for the first time here in the bottom of the third inning with runners on the corners and 1 out. Came in for Willie Lajoie. This is Lajoie's spot in the lineup. He had the RBI double off the wall in right field, and Not sure if he tweaked something on the way in. He also moved to third later in that inning. Strike taken by Bryce, and it's 0-1. Have to follow up with that after the game. Figure out what happened there. Could be they're just trying to get some experience for Bryce playing first base. The 0-1 misses outside, and it's 1-1. You'll see some things over the next few days that you may not have seen in the season so far. Some more substitutions like we've seen. Some guys playing maybe in different spots or hitting in different parts of the lineup than normal. That is to be expected as the Pippins try to get things figured out, the kinks ironed out ahead of the playoffs starting on Saturday. Strike taken at the knees by Bryce. Thought that pitch was a little low. He did at least. Pippins still trying to figure out the exact defensive alignments and the exact lineup order they'd like to go with. Getting some guys some experience in case they're forced to play in the best of 3 against Bellingham this weekend. 1-2 pitch, and Bryce takes a backdoor breaking ball that misses high, and it's 2-2. That one might have been a makeup call. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Bryce Martin Grudzelanek. Go to UCLA as a freshman in the fall. And really holding his own here in the West Coast League. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And he gets a piece of that one to foul it off. As I was talking about in the South Division, 3 teams with identical win percentages behind Corvallis. And it doesn't get easier from there. The last team in the South overall, the Cowlitz Black Bears, are just 1 game behind the other 3. So in reality, all 4 teams have a chance going into these 3 games to round out the season to play Corvallis in the playoffs. The 2-2 pitch, and Bryce grounds one to the third baseman, Bethencourt, who does not play the short hop correctly. Taylor Holder scores from third. The other runners move up a bag, and the Pippins take a 2-1 lead on the RBI base hit by Bryce Martin Grudzelanek.
Next up to bat, number 12, Blake Chipman.
Well, for Bethencourt, he's got such a great bat that it's hard to take him out of any lineup, but the knock against him really is the defense. And he shows it there. It's his 4th error at third base this season. 5th overall for Tino Bethencourt. He had 1 at second base as well as Blake Dickman fouls a pitch off. Well, I guess it'll depend if it goes down as an error, and it does. Definitely a play that should have been made by Bethencourt to at least get 1 out, if not both. Ball misses outside, and the throw gets away from the first baseman, Luke Stuka. On his way to third goes Sam Olson, now being waved around the score. The throw goes home, but it pulls the catcher Villegas away from home plate, and Olson will score without a slide. Bryce Martin Grudzelanek moves up to second base, and Colin Villegas trying to steal some more outs here on the pitch outside. Tried to catch Bryce leaning as the trailing runner at first base. Instead, throws it away into right field. Really nowhere that Luke Stuka could have gone to try to get that one. He's got the runner diving into the bag. He can't come off the bag with the runner right in front of him. So really has no choice but to let it go. And they don't get it to it quickly enough, and Sam Olson scores from second. Pippins now lead 3-1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Blake Dickman, who takes low and away, and it is 2-1. Well, second error for the Wenatchee Applesox just in this inning. And here's the 2-1 pitch to Dickman. Takes outside, and it's 3-1. Bryce on second base. Still 1 out for Dickman. 3-1 count. First at-bat hit a single. And moved to second on the throw. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Takes up high, and he walks. Second walk of the inning issued by Cameron Liss. Well, back on July 25th, when Cameron Liss made a start against the Pippins. In the first inning, he hit a batter and walked 3 more, forcing home a run for the Pippins in the first inning, despite them not recording a hit. In fact, all 3 outs of that inning were strikeouts. So really, the Pippins did not put a single ball in play in that inning and still ended up with a run. And it's the second walk issued here. 2 errors have helped the Pippins score 2 runs. And Mason Marenko takes a ball outside. It's 1-0. Runners on first and second. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek on second base after he reached on the error by Tino Bethencourt that scored Taylor Holder, and then moved to second on the errant back pick throw from Colin Villegas that scored Sam Olson. Mason Marenko takes a strike on the inside corner, and it's 1-1. Blake Dickman just walked with a 3-1 count. Cameron Liss out of the stretch. Third baseman in on the grass against Marenko in a potential sacrifice situation, but Marenko fouls one back to the backstop. It's 1-2. So the third baseman, Bethencourt, will take a few steps back. You wouldn't expect the Pippins necessarily to sacrifice here. Up by 2 in the bottom of the third inning with 1 out. But Bethencourt leaving no room for error. He's actually still on the cut of the grass with 2 strikes against Mason. The 1-2 pitch, and taken in the dirt. Villegas keeps it in front of him. It's 2-2. Mason Marenko struck out looking his first at-bat back in the first inning. Bats with runners on first and second. With 1 out, 2-2 count against him. Corey Jarrell on deck, who flew out to left his first time out, leading off the second inning. We're here in the third. Liss looks back at second. Here comes the 2-2 to Mason Marenko. Fouls it off himself in the batter's box. And another note just on the postseason chase, especially in the South Division. The incredible part is that this game between the Applesox and the Pippins is actually the only game being played between teams who have a chance to win their division. A 2-2 pitch. Mason takes up high, and it's a full count. Well, elaborate here. 2 games are being played within their own division, Wenatchee and the Pippins in the north, and the Bend Elks in Corvallis. But Corvallis already locked up the south. The Pippins have not locked up the north yet. But all 4 teams in the South that are in the hunt for a playoff berth, the 3-2, Mason Marenko pops one up out of play on the first base side. All 4 teams are playing other teams. So there is a route by which there could be a 3 or 4 team tie for the next best winning percentage behind Corvallis in the South Division overall for the season, because none of those teams play each other. Corvallis has already qualified for the playoffs. Bend playing them. They're currently trailing 3-5 in Corvallis as Mason takes one up high for ball 4, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. And out will come Ian Sanderson. That is the 3rd walk of this inning issued by Cameron Liss. As things start to blow up a bit here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Black Bears, who basically need to win all of their games against Bellingham, are on top 2-0 against the Bells. As the Bells try to make the push to win the second half of the division, they have to sort of balance it with the fact, and the Pippins are really on the same page with this one. Of course, everyone wants to win their division, and the Pippins currently on top of the North. They want to hold on to it. However, they don't want to do it at the sacrifice of having the pitchers they want available and the position players they want fresh going into the playoffs starting on Saturday. So there's a balance there of obviously staying competitive and keeping these games important, but at the same time, making sure that the arms don't get overused in the last 3 games. And the legs either for any of the position players. Cameron Liss will work out of the windup with the bases loaded against Corey Jarrell with one out. Jarrell takes a ball low and away. It's 1-0. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, a little aggressive down there at third base. We've already seen one runner get backpicked, Austin Plante, to end the second inning. Corners playing in, middle infielders at double play depth. The 1-0 is at the top of the strike zone, and it's called a strike, 1-1. Luke Stuka at first base, Tino Bethencourt at third, playing in on the grass in front of the baselines. Stuka playing in front of Mason Marenko, who just walked. The 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball front door to the left-hander that misses inside, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Lined the other way into left field. That ball will drop. Jarrell with at least a base hit. One run scores. Dickman getting waved around. The throw will get cut off in the infield. It's a two-run single for Corey Jarrell, and the Pippins lead 5-1 here in the bottom of the third. Well, Bryce Martin Grudzalonic scores easily from third. Blake Dickman moves up, or scores from second. Mason Marenko moves up to second base, and Corey Jarrell has himself a two-run single. Here's Austin Plante trying to keep the inning going. He hit for Peyton Childers. And the first time that spot in the lineup came up in the bottom of the second inning, Plante takes a ball up high. It's 1-0. Hitting for Childers, he was hit by a pitch, made it around to third base after a stolen base and a ground out, but then was backpicked with Spencer Marenko at the plate to end the inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed on the changeup, and it's 1-1. So the Bend Elks in Corvallis, they're down 5-3 in the fifth inning. Portland in Port Angeles. Portland needs to, well, all these teams need to win their games, the South Division teams, if they want to make it to the playoffs. The 1-1 pitch to Plante, taken on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. Portland and Port Angeles they're on top 2-0. The Pickles are over the lefties in the top of the fourth. Bellingham and Cowlitz we've talked about, and Ridgefield is in Walla Walla today. They're up 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth. The 1-2 pitch taken down low by Plante, blocked by Villegas, and it's 2-2. And just nobody really can predict what the end of the season is going to look like, but just absolutely incredible that none of those South Division teams are playing each other. Line drive to the third baseman, Bethencourt, who had to fake a throw to second because Vanderbrite hadn't yet reached the base. I think if he lets go of that ball and throws it to second, Vanderbrite gets there in time to at least get a glove on it and find his foot to the bag. Instead, it's just a line out for out number 2, and here's Connor Caballer. Bats with 2 outs, runners on first and second. He's the 9th batter of this inning against Cameron Liss here in the third. 4 runs already for the Pippins. They lead 5-1. First pitch to Caballer. He takes at the knees for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Caballer grounded out to the second baseman in the second inning to move Plante over to third. Luke Stuka is playing a step or two behind the first baseline and a few steps to the right of Corey Jarrell, covering a lot of room up in that gap. The hit goes up the middle on the bouncer. Jackson Vanderbrite will grab it and step on the second base bag to retire Corey Jarrell, going in there on the force out. And that is out number 3. Not before the Pippins score 4 runs and take a 5-1 lead into the fourth. We'll be right back. You're tuning in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back. Top of the fourth inning. Chris Rosado Jr. happy to have you along here at Yakima County Stadium. Nice warm day here in Yakima. It was 94 degrees and cloudy at first pitch. Still a couple stray clouds overhead. Nothing too fluffy, nothing too crazy here at this point in the fourth inning. Things have mostly cleared out. The sun still working its way down. Still a blue sky overhead, shining on the hills out beyond the outfield fence. A.J. Guerrero leading things off here in the top of the fourth for the Wenatchee Applesox. Tonight's fourth inning is brought to you by Yakima Pediatric Dentistry. Located at 3909 Creekside Loop in Yakima, Yakima Pediatric Dentistry offers specialized care for infants, kids, and teens in a safe, fun environment for children as they begin their lifetime journey to maintaining a healthy smile. The Pippins, lots to smile about in that third inning. Take advantage of 2 errors, 3 walks handed to them by the Wenatchee Applesox. A couple of hits, a 1-out double by Taylor Holder. Corey Jarrell had a 2-run single in the inning. Breaking ball in there for a strike to A.J. Guerrero, and it's 1-1 for him to start things off in the top of the fourth. Pippins ahead 5-1. Kirby Robertson out of the windup. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one misses up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Robertson in 3 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit batter. The Applesox have someone getting loose down in the bullpen. Ball taken just low by Guerrero, and it's 3-1 now to start the top of the fourth. The 3-1 pitch misses inside, and he walks A.J. Guerrero. Second walk of the day issued by Kirby Robertson, and that starts the fourth. Tyler Chipman might be the right-hander getting loose down in the bullpen for the Applesox. Here's the first pitch to Jackson Vanderbrite. He takes up high for ball 1. Well, Kirby Robertson has to find his way back to the strike zone here in the top of the fourth inning. 4-run cushion for him, and the Pippins will ask him to go as long as possible, help preserve some of those arms. 2 more games left in the series, and of course, want to keep as many arms fresh for the playoffs as possible. Misses down low, and now it's 2-0. Runner on first base, the 2-0 pitch. That one catches the knees, and a strike thrown by Kirby Robertson. Oh for 1 tonight is Vanderbrite. Flew out to center field to end the first. Lines one high and jumps out of the air. Plucked out of the air by Connor Caballer at shortstop. What a vertical leap for Connor Caballer. Such a small guy who gets such air underneath his cleats, and that is out number 1. Vanderbrite almost had himself a line drive into left field, and instead Connor Caballer brings that one down and almost got A.J. Guerrero off the first base bag as well. First pitch to Ethan Stacy. He takes at the knees for strike 1. See if that helps carry some momentum back on the side for the Pippins. No balls and 1 strike for the DH Stacy. Robertson out of the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Fouled out of play. Let's take a look at that play one more time. Connor Caballer. Vanderbrite just lasers this one, and it's well over the head of Connor Caballer. A leap from Caballer. He gloves it easily and comes down right away without even thinking, going to first base to try to get Guerrero off the bag. Bouncer up to the mound. Kirby Robertson, it goes off his wrist. He collects it and underhands it, and it's a strong underhand throw to first base to get himself a second out as A.J. Guerrero moves up to second on the play. Well, who knows whether he goes to second if he fields that clean and potentially they have a double play. But they get the second out, and the Pippins will take it. Here's Luke Stuka, 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. Stuka batting from the left side. First baseman tonight for the Applesox. That one bounced out in front of the plate and gets by Sam Olson. On his way to third goes A.J. Guerrero on the wild pitch. First pitch ball to Stuka out of Saddleback Community College. Willie Lajoie spent some time at Saddleback. Lajoie, who started this game at first base before Bryce Martin Gredzalonic came into the game. Ball taken up high by Stuka, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs in the inning. Runner on third base. Pippins lead 5-1 here in the 4th. 2-0 pitch. Popped up straight back. That will go over the press box, and it's 2-1. Stuka with 14 RBI this season. Here's the 2-1. Taken just below the knees. It's 3-1. Over at third base, A.J. Guerrero is taking an aggressive secondary. And I don't mean aggressive because of the distance that he's getting out beyond the bag, but just starts his secondary by sprinting toward third, trying to get Kirby Robertson to flinch in the windup. Fouled off by Stuka, and now it's a full count. Sam Olson keeping an eye on him. We'll see if the Pippins try to return the back-picking favor that Colin Villegas did for them back in the second. Full count, the payoff pitch popped up again over the press box, and we'll try again. Middle infielders for the Pippins playing up on their, not up, but back, about a step onto the grass at each spot. Caballer now a step onto the dirt. Outfield playing straight up for the left-hander. 3-2, this one popped up, playable, foul territory. Mason Marenko on the grass out in front of his dugout, and he makes the catch with plenty of room and plenty of time to spare. They strand a runner on third base to end the top of the 4th inning. Pippins still leading 5-1. Top of the order due up once again here in the 4th. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
Secure uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting.
Come on, welcome to the Ice Dome.
Welcome back. Bottom of the fourth inning, and Spencer Marenko will lead things off for the second, or actually third time, as the leadoff hitter. Top of the lineup for the Pippins. Obviously started the bottom of the first. That was the one I forgot. And he started the third inning, and he's here again. Takes a strike on the outside corner to start his at-bat. Fourth time at the plate, but will go down as just his third plate appearance, as he did not complete the plate appearance in the second inning. 0-1 pitch, takes a breaking ball outside that comes back in for a strike, and it's 0 for 2. I do believe Tyler Chipman is the right-hander getting loose down in the Wenatchee bullpen. Still getting loose. The 0-2 pitch, Spencer grounds to the shortstop, Garrett Cutting. Scoops it up, fires over to first, and Spencer Marenko grounds out for the first out to start the fourth. Well, 3 official at-bats for Spencer Marenko. In all 3 of them, he's grounded out. In the first 2 in which he grounded out, the first out of those innings, Pippins did score at least 1 run. See what happens here in the fourth. The first pitch to Taylor Holder, he takes up high for ball 1. Holder had a 1-out double back in the third inning, stole third base, and then scored when Bryce Martin Grudzalonix grounded to the third baseman, went under the glove and into left field. Takes down low, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch to Holder, and a soft grounder back up the middle. This time, Liss lays off it, and Vanderbrite fields it undisturbed. Goes to first, and Holder grounds out. And here's Sam Olson. Olson tonight, no at-bats officially, 2 plate appearances, 2 walks. Off the end of the bat the other way, one hops the first baseman Luke Stuka, who is playing well off the bag, fields it and steps on first. Sam Olson not even halfway down the line by the time he's retired. Well, quick fourth inning. We go to the fifth. Pippins leading 5-1. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the top of the fifth inning. Kirby Robertson working into his fifth inning of work now. Just the 1 run came back in the first inning. 2 hits so far. Both of those came in the first inning as well. 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 hit batter. As Kirby Robertson hasn't been perfect, but he is doing the job for the Pippins here in the fifth. Be asked to go as deep into this game as he can. Longest outing for him this season was 7 innings against Walla Walla back on June 25th. A game that the Pippins would go on to lose to the Walla Walla Sweets in the series opener. You will face Garrett Cutting and then Michael O'Hara and Enzo Apodaca, 9-1-2. Starts off Cutting with a strike that he wasn't a fan of, but it's a strike nonetheless. A 1 pitch, fouled off. In that game on June 25th against the Walla Walla Sweets, Robertson had actually left the game with a 7-3 lead. Ball taken inside by Cutting, and it's 1-2. The bullpen ended up coughing up the win in that series opener. The Pippins would go on to win the next two, including a 16-inning series finale. Garrett Cutting gets a large piece of that one. Looking up is Corey Jarrell, and that ball is gone in left field, few feet to the right of the scoreboard out there. And Garrett Cutting leads off the top of the 5th inning with a solo home run. The Pippins lead is cut to 5-2. That's the first home run of the season for Garrett Cutting. He's got 3 triples, but no 4-baggers. Gets to circle him that time. Now we'll bring up the top of the lineup for the Applesox, Michael O'Hara. First pitch for O'Hara. He flies into shallow center. Racing forward is Taylor Holder. He does get underneath it and makes the catch for out number 1. First pitch strike dealt to Enzo Apodaca, 1 out and nobody on. 0-1 pitch, and Apodaca lifts one high right side of the infield. Bryce Martin Grudzelanek with his arms out, but now realizes the ball is a little further back than he thought it would be. Still gets the glove on it and makes the catch. For out number 2, that one made a little more exciting than the Pippins would like, but still caught. Can be tough on those balls that go straight up and down. Fly balls are actually really a hard thing to catch. Line drives also, especially when they come right at you. But fly balls in the infield, very tough, despite what it may seem. First pitch to Colin Villegas is dealt down low. It's 1-0 for him. 1-0 pitch misses up high, and it's a quick 2 balls and no strikes for Villegas, the catcher out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. A 2-0 pitch, and it's a breaking ball. Goes off the end of the bat of Villegas, who was out in front of that one. Pokes it towards his own dugout foul. It's 2-1. Villegas 0 for 2. Grounded in a flyout form. Bats with 2 outs and nobody on after the solo home run that started off this top of the 5th inning by Garrett Cutting. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Try to drop it in. It does not. It's now 3-1. Robertson a lot of times can be successful dropping the curveball in from the top of the strike zone. Here he's used it mostly as a 2-strike pitch or to try to get back into counts. The 3-1 misses inside, and it's a walk to Colin Villegas with 2 outs. That's the 3rd walk of the night issued by Kirby Robertson. Robertson is at 77 pitches at this point here in the 5th. Probably see him get up into 100. First pitch to Bethencourt. Takes for a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Bethencourt walked in his first plate appearance back in the 1st inning, lined out to Mason Marenko at 3rd base on a ball that Marenko had to leap for. He covered some air as well as Caballer. A 1 pitch misses down low, and it's 1-1. He had made the catch on that one with the runner on first base and 2 outs. The runner was stealing. The ball would have gone into the left field corner. This one, Bethencourt lines into center field. It will bounce right in front of Taylor Holder. It was a low Low flying all the way out into center. Nothing really Holder could do but wait back on it, and he does. Stops it and gets it back in quickly, but it's a 2-out base hit for Tino Bethencourt. Puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. Here's A.J. Guerrero. And the Pippins will start to get some bodies heading out to the bullpen, including Josh Davis, bullpen catcher for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Here's the first pitch to Guerrero. Takes low and away. Leadoff home run in this inning, then 2 flyouts, one to the center fielder and one to first baseman Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, but then a walk and a single up the middle. And now 2 balls thrown to A.J. Guerrero, who's reached both times he stepped to the plate. A single in the first, a walk to lead off the fourth. He actually ended up getting to third base, but was stranded there. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Outside corner taken for strike 1, and it's 2-1. Well, the Applesox hadn't had a hit since back in the first inning. Now have 2 in this inning against Kirby Robertson in the 5th. Home run and a single. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Guerrero, hard hit grounder, diving forward is Mason Marenko. He won't get to it. It rolls into left field. Gerald picks it up, double clutches, so the throw will get cut off in the infield as Colin Villegas will score from second on the RBI base hit by A.J. Guerrero. Tino Bethencourt moves up to second base. You know, if Gerald was able to come up firing on that play, maybe there's a play at home, but on the second clutch, it pretty much erases it right away. I believe Julian Todden-Chabot is the arm getting loose down in the bullpen. He's stretching out using the resistance bands. Josh Davis down there with him as Julian tries to go through his warm-up exercises relatively quickly so he can get thrown on the mound. This game is now 5-3. Solo home run started this inning, and then the RBI base hit just now by A.J. Guerrero. 2 runs for the Applesox, and they've cut the lead to 2. Still with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Kelly Fitzpatrick finds reason to take a mound visit here and now wraps it up. Jackson Vanderbrite will bat. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a fly out and a line out. Kirby Robertson out of the stretch. Long look at second here. And now delivers the first pitch to Vanderbrite, which he lines back over the netting, and it's a foul ball. Wenatchee has already been eliminated from playoff contention. The Pippins obviously won the first half. The Bells have clinched the second playoff berth. 0-1, bouncer up the middle. Caballer to it quickly. He'll go over to first for the easy third out, and they get it. So 2 runners on, they get stranded, but not before the Applesox do score 2. Pippins lead 5-3, heading into the bottom of the 5th. 4, 5, and 6 due up. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Bottom of the 5th inning, Bryce Martin Grudzalonic getting his second at-bat. Willie Lajoie started this game as the cleanup hitter playing first base, and at some point in the top of the 3rd inning, well, I should say in the top of the 3rd inning, Bryce Martin Grudzalonic came out to play first and has taken over for Lajoie. Reached on an error his first time up that brought in a run from third base. Error off the glove of Tino Bethencourt. Now takes a ball to start his at-bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Cameron List still on the mound for the Wenatchee Applesox, and Chipman still in the bullpen, getting warm. 3rd inning in a row, he's been getting hot down there. As Bryce takes a called strike, and it's 1-1. List in 4 innings of work so far, 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 4 walks, and a strikeout with 1 hit batter. Misses outside to Bryce, and it's 2-1. List can struggle with command at times, as he did there in the 4th inning, as Bryce pulls one back towards the on-deck circle. Blake Dickman almost makes the grab. It's a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 errors for the Applesox back in the 3rd inning. Only 2 errors of this game for either team. Julian, Todd, and Chabot still getting loose down in the bullpen. So he might be coming in for the 6th inning. Here's the 2-2 to Bryce. They try to go high and outside with the fastball, but they miss too far high and 2 outside. And it's now full count for Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. They tried to backpick Bryce off of first base, but the ball was thrown away, allowing him to move up. He walks to start the bottom of the 5th inning. He would move to 3rd when the bases got loaded on 2 walks to follow him. And then Corey Gerald brought him in on a 2-run single. That also brought in Blake Dickman, giving the Pippins at the time a 5-1 lead. 2 runs allowed by Kirby Robertson in the 5th. So it's now 5-3. The Pippins looking to add some more insurance runs. Bryce on first base. Here's Blake Dickman. See if Bryce takes off on the first pitch. He doesn't this time. Dickman rips a grounder that one-hops the shortstop Garrett Cutting, who had to go to his right to get near it and could not get his glove on it. So Bryce moves up to 2nd as the base hit goes into left field, and Blake Dickman has himself his 2nd hit of the night. Dickman has reached all 3 times he's stepped to the plate, 2 singles and a walk. And here's Mason Marenko, who walked with a full count in his last at-bat. Glad to see that one go down as a single for Blake. Cutting just really couldn't get near that one. Got in the neighborhood, but no real chance to make that play. First baseman Luke Stuka playing in front of Blake Dickman at first base. Mason Marenko takes a ball inside on the breaking ball. They're being cautious with Bryce out at second base. Jackson Vanderbrite near the bag to make sure the ball doesn't get overthrown. Garrett Cutting playing with Bryce off of second base. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-0 pitch misses up high. 2 balls and no strikes for Mason Marenko. List looks back at second, the 2-0, and Mason now takes one at the knees. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. As I said, it was curious to see whether Bryce would take off on the first movement against the left-hander Cameron List. I think they were anticipating that on that very first pitch. Kind of had a much slower leg lick and kept his weight back in order to go to first if needed. Bouncer to the shortstop, fires over to first. Mason Marenko grounds out, but they didn't have enough time on the chopper to go to any other base. So both runners move up, and there's 1 out with runners on 2nd and 3rd for Corey Gerald. Just had a 2-run single back in the 3rd inning. See if the bat stays hot here. Mason Marenko, not the fastest guy on the team, but enough speed to at least make those choppers pressure-filled. Stuka playing in on the grass along with the third baseman Bethencourt. The first pitch, a slider that catches the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Middle infielders playing back. Interesting choice here with runners on second and third and one out. Corners playing in to protect against a bunt. The 0-1 pitch, and bounces off the glove of Cameron Liss. Tough play for Cutting, who tries to barehand it, but it falls out of his hand. So Jarrell will reach. The run scores, and Blake Dickman moves over to third base. No outs on that play for the Wenatchee Applesox, and Ian Sanderson out. We'll see if it's finally Cameron Liss's time after allowing a sixth run, and the Pippins lead 6-3 with one out for Austin Plante. Goes down as an infield single for Corey Jarrell. On those plays, the comebackers to the pitcher's mound, it's almost impossible to credit a pitcher with an error, just stabbing the glove out at it. So it doesn't go down as an error, and by that point, Garrett Cutting had a tough play anyway. So it goes down as an infield single for Corey Jarrell. We'll give him an RBI, another RBI, as Bryce Martin Grudzalonic scores from third on the play. Blake Dickman moves up to third. We'll have runners on the corners with one out for Austin Plante. In the bottom of the fifth, Pippins leading 6-3. When we return in just a moment with a new right-hander on the mound, Tyler Chipman. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back as we continue on with the bottom of the fifth inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Wenatchee Applesox. It is Tyler Chipman. He will take over with runners on the corners and one out. Pippin's already scored one run in this inning. They lead 6-3. Plante takes the first pitch from the right-hander up high for a ball. Left-hander Cameron Liss started on the mound for the Wenatchee Applesox. He allowed 5 hits, 6 runs already, 4 of them earned. 5 walks for him and just 1 strikeout. He also hit a batter. Plante lines one off the netting just above the Pippins dugout, and it's 1-1. Had some guys ducking for their lives there, but it ultimately misses up high. Chipman will go back to Seattle University as a sophomore in the fall. 5'11", 170 right-hander. 1-1 pitch to Plante, the left-handed hitter, delayed steal, and faking the throw is the catcher Villegas. Goes back to third. Dickman goes back in safely. So Corey Jarrell will steal second base. First and third play for the Pippins. They go with the delay steal, and Villegas either had the scouting report or knew that he didn't have Jarrell because of how good of a jump he got with a left-hander at the plate. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Misses outside. It's 2-2. Left-hander Plante at the plate. The first baseman playing in. Really, nobody sees Jarrell take off for second until it's way too late. So Villegas faked the throw and then wanted to go down to third to see if Dickman was going to run on the pump fake. thinking that they might be going down to second, but Dickman got back to third safely, so the Pippins will take the stolen base. Runners on second and third. As the third stolen base for Corey Jarrell. Full count for Plante with one out. Swings and misses, and that's out number 2. Not happy with himself. Gets an opportunity against a right-hander on the mound and strikes out. He's now 0 for 2 tonight. Was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance, then a line out and now a strikeout. Here's Connor Caballer. 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs. One of them, he wasn't the one put out, but ended the inning nonetheless. Bats with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Pippins leading 6-3 in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Caballer. Misses up high. It's 1-0. Tyler Chipman, the right-hander, 2-1 record in 10 relief appearances, 6.35 ERA, 17 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts for him with 11 walks. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Caballer lifts this one into the right field corner. Over to it is Enzo Apodaca, now racing forward. He does make the catch near the line in fair territory. And the Pippins strand 2 runners, but they do score a run here in the 5th. They'll take a 6-3 lead into the 6th inning, and it looks like a new pitcher will be taking over for the Pippins. We'll be right back for the 6th. In just a moment, you're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
It's a cloud of uncertainty.
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh, wait. Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
So new pitcher for the Wenatchee Applesox in the bottom of the 5th, and the Pippins will make a change here in the top of the 6th inning. Julian Todd and Chabot. Todd and Chabot will take over for Kirby Robertson, who lasted 5 innings, allowed 5 hits on 3 runs, or 3 runs on 5 hits rather, with 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit batter. Todd and Chabot has had a lot of success as of late on the mound. He actually just pitched 2 innings of relief 2 days ago in Sunday's series finale against the Port Angeles Lefties. Actually, not scoreless relief. He did allow 1 run, but he left with the lead. He entered with a 2-run lead in the 6th inning and went a 1-2-3-6th. In the 7th, he did allow a run and left with a 1-run lead that Owen Wild was tasked to protect. Wild would not protect it, allowing the lefties to take the lead. Pippins would tie it in the 9th, and then it would all the way to the 11th inning. Owen Wild staying on the mound the whole time, eventually ends up with the win in that contest back on Sunday. Julian Todd and Chabot enters with a 3-run lead here in the 6th, and he'll be asked to hold on to it for a couple of innings. Some more arms down there in the bullpen for the Pippins. We might see some starting pitchers get 1 or 2 innings of relief just as like bullpen exercises, since they won't be pitching on regular rest. The odd schedule, they had an off day yesterday, 3 games here, off day Friday, and then the playoffs start Saturday. First pitch to Ethan Stacy, takes on the outside corner for a called strike. Todd and Chabot getting started quickly here. The 0-1 pitch and a breaking ball. That one slips out of the hand. It's 1-1. It will be Ethan Stacy, Luke Stuka, and Garrett Cutting leading things off. Cutting had a leadoff home run in the 5th inning against Kirby Robertson as part of a 2-run inning. The 1-1 pitch bounces in that time. Sam Olson scoops it out, but it's 2-1. Todd and Chabot, you'll notice I've mentioned it a couple of times on the away broadcasts. Not sure if I've gotten a chance to mention it at home, but Todd and Chabot, you might remember, when he joined the team, his stretch, he would come set really leaning back. And since then, the Pippins coaches have worked with him, getting him to come set standing more upright. He thought he was generating more power by leaning back, and the coaches and him agreed that really didn't have that much of an effect. Line drive out to left field. Corey Jarrell will make the catch, and that's out number 1 here in the top of the 6th inning. So they got together and decided they should try standing a little more upright, not taxing the wrong parts of his legs, and since then he has. So he has more of a traditional stance when he comes set than he used to, which you can see. Here's the first pitch to Luke Stuka. Fouls one off out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Sun beginning to set here. Or mostly set, I should say, in Yakima. Some orange out beyond the left field fence. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Stuka. Hits one back up the middle. That'll get through into center field. It's a base hit for Luke Stuka with 1 out. Big turn for him, but Holder gets it back in quickly. So it's a 1-out base hit, and here's Garrett Cutting, who had the big bat to start off the 5th inning against Kirby Robertson. Traveled 388 feet, 96 miles per hour off the bat to left field, just over the 365 sign. Went about 23 feet further than the outfield fence out there. Julian Todd and Chabot will get to work against him. 1 for 2 tonight. Here's the first pitch. Misses outside on the fastball. Todd and Chabot, small sample size, just a couple of batters here, but he doesn't look as comfortable on the mound. He was getting some work in the beginning of this game, out in the bullpen, and get some work out here on the game mound. The 1-0 pitch, that one catches the outside corner. Just like what I mean by that is that first pitch that missed outside, he didn't look like his normal self throwing that pitch. Looked like he might have slipped off the mound or just didn't have the right stride. Misses down low with that one. That looked like a fine delivery. The difference between missing a spot and just not being comfortable in your delivery. Batter on for runner on first base with 1 out. Pippins up by 3 here in the 6th inning. Throw over to first from Todd and Chabot. Sticking his foot back on the bag is Stuka, and he's in safe. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic playing first base. Ball outside, and it's now 2-2, I believe. Scoreboard shows 3-1. I think it is 3-1. I think I marked my book wrong. 3 balls and 1 strike, and that one catches the knees. So it's a full count now for Garrett Cutting, and I don't have to erase the extra strike. Payoff pitch fouled off by Cutting. Keeps himself alive. He hit a home run on a 1-2 count against Kirby Robertson. A little bit deeper count here against Julian Todd and Chabot. One out, runner on first base, top of the 6th inning. Todd and Chabot come set. Glance and now delivers. Swung on and missed, and Garrett Cutting is strikeout number 1 for Julian Todd and Chabot. And that is out number 2 here in the 6th. Top of the lineup, here's Michael O'Hara out of Santa Clara University. O'Hara is 1 for 2, had a leadoff double to start this game. Came around to score the first run of the game for the Applesox. Was hit by a pitch in the third and flew out to center field in the fifth. Takes one down low for a ball. Luke Stuka, who had a 1-out single, he's on first base still with 2 outs here in the 6th. Hits are tied between the two teams. Strike taken, delayed steal with the left-hander on the mound. Olson's throw tails towards the first base side. Caballer goes to get it, not let it through center field, and Luke Stuka easily steals second base. Well, a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. The Pippins employ the delay steal to get Corey Gerald to second base with runners on the corners, and here Luke Stuka with a delay steal. Michael O'Hara, the left-hander, at the plate, and Stuka steals second easily. Olson had no idea really. Here's the 1-1. Misses down low, and it's 2-1 for O'Hara. Both teams with 6 hits. The Pippins with 6 runs for the 6 hits, but they benefited from walks and errors. The Applesox just 3 runs to their 6 hits. Here's the 2-1 pitch to O'Hara. Grounds one first base side, but it got a piece of, I believe, O'Hara's foot in the batter's box. So it is a foul ball, and O'Hara playing the part well. He already got the foul ball call, massaging his toes. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs for the center fielder. Out of Danville, California, O'Hara. Luke Stuka on second base as the Applesox try to close the 3-run gap here in the 6th inning. Julian Todd and Chabot's first inning of work shakes off a couple of pitches from Sam Olson. Now comes set and timeout called by O'Hara. Runner on second, so they've got to go through a few extra signs to make sure the signs don't get stolen by that runner and relayed to the batter. Call them night signs. Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. And that hits O'Hara, and, well, he didn't move, allowed himself to get hit, and immediately regretted it as he turned around and started hobbling out of the batter's box. Actions have consequences. Michael O'Hara continues jogging all the way into right field to try to get his knee feeling better. Ian Sanderson looks like he's out to make sure that O'Hara is okay. He's still limping on that knee. He took the fastball right on the kneecap. Not a fun place to get hit, but that's where he chose to get hit. He could have lifted his legs up or done anything, but he just kept it right there and took the fastball off the knee. First batter hit by Todd and Chabot. Second of the night by Pippins pitchers. That will put runners on first and second base as O'Hara looks like he will stay in this ball game. Two outs in the top of the 6th inning, and the potential tying run is at the plate in Enzo Apodaca. Todd and Chabot working out of the stretch. Here's the first pitch to Apodaca on the outside corner for a called strike. And it's 0-1. O'Hara still not comfortable on that knee as he takes his lead at first base. A large 2-out lead. Number of steps behind first base. Here's the 0-1. Popped up, out of play on the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes for Apodaca, the right fielder. Go back to Gonzaga in the fall as a redshirt freshman. Leads the team in runs scored with 28 of them, as well as walks with 36. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Lines one softly into center field. That will drop over the head of Spencer Marenko. Up to get it is Taylor Holder. Fires to third and just not in time to get Michael O'Hara on the bum knee, running first to third. He gets in there safely standing. Well, heads up play by Taylor Holder. Tries to get the weaker runner going first to third, and what got close. Mason Marenko tried to bring the tag back, but just did not get him, and Enzo Apodaca has an RBI base hit to cut the lead to 6-4. Luke Stuka scores from second base, and Colin Villegas will bat with runners on the corners and 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Now the tying run is on first base. Here's the first pitch to Villegas. Lines one out of play, first base side. Villegas walked in his last plate appearance, came around to score a run as well. Other than that, 0 for 2 tonight. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes from first. Olsen down to second, and they get the runner for the 3rd out in the inning. Well, the runner from third didn't even take off for home. You wonder why the runner from first, Enzo Apodaca, even took off in the first place, if not to put himself in a position to sacrifice for O'Hara to score from third. But Apodaca gets caught stealing for the 6th time this season. Just the 3rd runner caught stealing by Sam Olsen this year. 2 of them have been Wenatchee Applesox. And we head to the bottom of the 6th, Pippins leading 6-4. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th inning and the top of the lineup for the 4th time tonight. Spencer Marenko will lead off an inning. He is 0 for 3 so far. Looking for his first hit and his first at-bat against Tyler Chipman, the right-hander who came on with 1 out and 2 runners on in the 5th. They got a strikeout and a flyout to get out of that inning without any further damage. The Pippins had already scored 1 for a total of 6 runs against the starter Cameron Liss. Spencer Marenko takes a ball up high. It's 1-0. Strike taken now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pippins, well, the Applesox rather, started the scoring with 1 run in the top of the 1st. Pippins tied it in the bottom of the 1st and then added 4 more in the 3rd. As Spencer Marenko hits a hard grounder up the middle, diving to make the stop as Garrett Cutting gets up and makes the throw to first in time. And Spencer Marenko has been robbed by Garrett Cutting. Just some terrible luck for Spencer Marenko tonight. 4 ground outs for him. That one robbed up the middle by Garrett Cutting. He had 1 go off the pitcher's glove in the 3rd inning that they still made the play on. Spencer Marenko, not generally a power hitter, though he did have 2 home runs in 1 game against the Wenatchee Applesox. That's what he does, puts the ball on the ground, hits line drives, and just not working out today against the Applesox. Taylor Holder tried to stop his swing, but could not. It's 0-1 for him. 4 runs in the 3rd inning for the Pippins on 2 errors, along with 3 walks in the inning by Cameron Liss. They added 1 in the 5th inning as well after the Applesox had scored 2 in the top of the 5th to make it 5-3. The Pippins answered in the bottom of the 5th with a run to make it 6-3. One run in the top of the sixth for the Applesox, and it's now 6-4. Taylor Holder with an 0-2 count. The pitch from Chipman bounces outside. He takes ball one. It's 1-2. One out, nobody on here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Each team has scored in each of the last 3 half innings. The Pippins will try to make it 4 straight, try to stretch out their lead as they continue to hold off the Applesox in game one. The 1-2 pitch misses outside. It's 2-2. Pippins had a big win in the series opener against Wenatchee back on July 23rd. It was a 15-5 victory against the Applesox. The 2-2 pitch taken, strike 3 by Taylor Holder. Thought that one had dropped out, but it did not. And it's 2 quick outs for the Applesox. Here comes Sam Olson, who's 0 for 1 tonight, ground out to first base, but 2 walks and 2 runs scored before that. The Pippins won 15-5 in the series opener in Wenatchee on July 23rd. The next night on Christmas in July, on July 24th, the Applesox won 15-7. And then a much lower scoring game in the finale. The Pippins win 5-1 to win the series. Kyle Crustangel walks away with the series victory, his first time back to Wenatchee after being the head coach there for a number of years. Ball taken up high by Sam Olson. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Olson swings and misses, and that's strike one, 1-1. Crustangel, of course, left the Applesox organization at the end of the 2019 season after a playoff run where they were a few outs away from advancing to the championship round. Ball taken in the dirt, and it's 2-1 for Sam Olson. Left because of the travel involved. He coaches here at Yakima Valley College. The 2-1 pitch to Olson, and he takes down low for ball 3. And at the same time, the Pippins organization had a head coaching position open up, and Crustangel was eager to talk to the Pippins organization to stay home for the summer. They end up bringing him on, and it has paid off in dividends. The culture has been unlike anything anyone has seen before in summer ball, or at least in the West Coast League. The full count payoff pitch taken, strike 3 by Sam Olson on the outside corner. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning in the bottom of the 6th for Tyler Chipman. We go to the 7th. Pippins leading 6-4. Be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for the top of the 7th inning, and Julian Todd and Chabot will head back out for a second inning of relief. He allowed 1 run on 2 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. He did hit a batter who immediately regretted it back in the 6th inning. Colin Villegas was at the plate with runners on the corners and 2 outs when Enzo Apodaca took off for second and was caught stealing by Sam Olson. I'm just not really sure why that happened at all. I understand wanting to get the other runner into scoring position. Would have had the tying run on second base, but with 2 outs and the bat's sort of working against Todd and Chabot, who was also a little bit wild in that inning. You don't want to run into an out They weren't trying to manufacture a run with a first and third play either. First pitch, breaking ball up high, taken for a ball by Villegas, and it's 1-0. So Villegas gets to bat. To a fresh start here in the 7th. The 1-0. It's a fly ball into shallow right. Out on the grass goes Spencer Marenko. He's underneath it, and he'll make the catch. Blake Dickman had really just started walking towards the infield. That ball was way too shallow for him to catch up to, and there's a quick 1 out. Here in the 7th, here's Tino Bethencourt. 1 for 2 tonight. Walk, line out to third baseman Mason Marenko, and a single back in the 5th. Here's the first pitch to Bethencourt, and that one sails over his head. It's 1-0. I will say this, one last note on Apodaca getting caught stealing going into second. He has 15 stolen bases, which leads the team in that category. So I understand he is a speedster, but just don't know if the risk was worth the reward. He's been caught now 6 times this season. Strike delivered from Todd and Chabot, and it's 1-1. Sam Olsen is now 3 for 24. 1 out of every 8 attempted base stealers has been successful against him this season, but not Enzo Apodaca. The 1-1 pitch, close, but called a ball, and it's 2-1. Pippins and the Applesox continue and conclude their regular seasons tomorrow and Thursday. Tomorrow night's game, 6:35 p.m. It's another baseball bingo winning Wednesday. Strike called on the low outside corner, and it's 2-2 for Tino Bethencourt. And then the regular season comes to an end for everyone, but especially your Pippins and the Applesox on Thursday night, 7:05 p.m. That is another Thirsty Thursday, presented by Northwest Peanut Company and Iron Horse Brewing. But not only that, it is also Fan Appreciation Night. Always a great night every year, especially this year. The fans have played such a big role in the success of the Pippins. We've talked at times about how well the Pippins have done at home throughout the season. And a big part of that is playing in front of the fans that they know and love, the fans that come out and cheer for them. As I've said before, good crowd here for the series opener against the Applesox as things are picking up. Bethencourt drilled that one into the grandstands. Thankfully, nobody seated down on the Applesox side of the grandstands up high. So the count's still full for Tino Bethencourt with 1 out and nobody on. The payoff pitch again, and this one gets closer to fair, laying down the first base line foul, and it's still 3-2. Fan Appreciation Night is presented by the Valley Mall with fireworks after the game. That's why the game starts a half hour later at 7:05. Also, the first 1,000 fans will receive a Scott T. Pippen souvenir bobblehead. You do not want to miss that one. And you can only get it by coming to Fan Appreciation Night Thursday night. Tickets available at pippinstickets.com. Payoff pitch again. Chopper up the middle. Caballer will not get to it. It dribbles into center field. And Tino Bethencourt with a 1-out base hit. That'll bring A.J. Guerrero to the plate. Guerrero has reached all 3 times today. 2 singles and a walk. He had an RBI with his last single in the 5th inning. No runs scored for him so far today. First time facing Julian Todd and Chabot. Looks over to first. Now comes set. Todd and Chabot does. Here's the first pitch. And that one misses low and inside to Guerrero. Guerrero will be a freshman at the University of Washington in the fall. He will join Case Matter from the Pippins pitching staff there at Washington. As well as, I believe, Payson Sweeney. The 1-0 lined into center field. Rough read, but Taylor Holder's on it and makes the catch. Tino Bethencourt will jog back to first. 2 outs, runner on first base for Jackson Vanderbrite. Now Payson Sweeney will also be a freshman at the University of Washington. Here's Jackson Vanderbrite out of Tacoma. As I said, based out of Yakima. Older brother played for the Pippins a few years back. So the fans here in Yakima know the Vanderbrite name just about as well, if not better than Dylan Bishop. A little bit of competition, but Bishop not on the mound tonight, so the Pippins fans can have one hometown kid to cheer for, even if he plays for the opposing team. Todd and Chabot threw over to first, but Bethencourt was back in safely. Bethencourt has 14 stolen bases this year. He's been caught 4 times so far. Strike called on Vanderbrite, and it's 0-1. One of those times, Bethencourt was caught by Michael Carpentier Jr. He was almost caught a second time trying to steal third base, but Carpentier's throw, which was right on the money, was not caught by Chaz Myers at third base as he was still trying to get over to the bag. 1-1 count for Vanderbrite after taking a ball. Vanderbrite 0 for 3 tonight. Fly out, a line out, and a ground out. He had the line out that was well over the head of Connor Caballer, who leaped up and snatched it out of the air for the first out of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-1. Takes at the letters for strike 2, and it's 1-2. Vanderbrite wasn't a fan of that call. Right-hander out on the mound or out on the bullpen for the Pippins, as Julian Todd and Chabot will likely be done after his 2 innings. Here's the 1-2 pitch for Jackson Vanderbrite, and takes strike 3. Delayed strike 3 call from Will Bennett. Looked like a good pitch. Not sure if he was fooled by the movement, but both the batter and the umpire looked like they were initially fooled by that one. The Applesox thought it was inside. Either way, Julian Todd and Chabot gets through the top of the 7th. Time to stretch in Yakima. Pippins leading 6-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for the bottom of the 7th inning here in Yakima. Your Pippins lead 4-2. It will be Bryce Martin, Grudzelanek, Blake Dickman, and Mason Marenko leading things off. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Pippins as we get going in the bottom of the 7th. Pippins last scored in the 5th inning. The Applesox last scored in the 6th. Tonight's 7th inning is brought to you by the Yakima Herald-Republic. For all game reports and news about the Pippins, read the Yakima Herald-Republic either in print or online. The Yakima Herald-Republic, they tell the Pippins stories. Well, the Wenatchee Applesox took a 1-0 lead in the top of the 1st inning. Pippins tied it in the bottom half, then took the lead in the 3rd, and they've been trying to hold off the Applesox since, boosting their lead while the Applesox keep cutting into it. Currently up 6-4 in the bottom of the 7th as Bryce Martin Grudzelanek takes a first pitch strike against the right-hander Tyler Chipman, who now has 3 strikeouts in 1 2/3 innings of work. No runs against him and no hits or walks. Bryce with a weak swing on that one. Was fooled on the breaking ball, dropped out, and he was already into his swing. So now it's 0-2. Dickman batting behind him, 2 for 2 with a walk. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Bryce. And he gets a piece of that one, a bouncer over to the shortstop, cutting, long throw. He gets there in time to get Bryce by half a step. This is the first time Bryce has been put out. He did reach on an error in the third, otherwise had a double and a walk. But here's Blake Dickman, 2 for 2, 2 singles with a walk since batting for Brock Melenda. He actually came in for Brock Melenda after Melenda was in right field for the first batter of the game and was immediately removed after Michael O'Hara hit a double into the right field corner. Melenda had to get back into the infield quickly. Strike taken on the first pitch by Blake Dickman, and it's 0-1. I believe it's Peyton Stumbo, the right-hander, getting loose down in the Pippins bullpen. Not sure if he'll be pitching in the 8th inning for Yakima, but we'll have to see what happens when we get to that point. 1-0-1 pitch taken down low for a ball. It's 1-1 for Dickman. Dickman now has 16 walks on the season. The 1-1 pitch he takes for a strike, and it's 1-2. He's also boosted his batting average to .288 by going 2 for 2 so far. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, and that is strikeout number 4 for Tyler Chipman. Threw the fastball on the outside corner, and Dickman just was not expecting it there. Tried to throw the bat at it, but couldn't make contact, and that's out number 2. Nobody on. Here's Mason Marenko. Marenko reached on a walk in the 3rd inning, 0 for 2 otherwise. First pitch from Chipman. Breaking ball up high, stays up high, and it's 1-0. Chipman trying to continue his quick work here. The Applesox have a number of shut-down relief pitchers. One of them, Skylar Hales, was a big part of the reason the Applesox were able to take a win in Game 2 of their series back on July 24th. Ball misses down low, 2-0. The starter, Cameron Liss, went 4 1/3 innings, allowing 6 runs, 4 of them earned on 5 hits with 5 walks. Pippins had the answer for Liss. They haven't had the answer for Tyler Chipman so far. Mason Marenko goes chasing on a ball at the letters, and it's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch catches the inside corner that time, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 2-2 pitch with 2 outs, and Marenko holds back the swing, and Tim Heigl agrees with my observation. It's a full count for Mason Marenko. The Applesox had started jogging off the field, but Marenko kept the head of the bat back. So it's a full count with 2 outs, nobody on. Nobody has been able to reach against Tyler Chipman since he came into this game in the 5th inning. Full count pitch on the outside corner. Marenko knew it. Looks at strike 3. That is strikeout number 5 in 8 outs. 8 straight outs for Tyler Chipman. And we head to the 8th. Pippins leading 6-4. Well, they'll have to keep holding off the Applesox offense if they're not able to put anything together against Tyler Chipman. To the 8th we go. We'll be right back. You're tuning in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
Become uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for the top of the 8th inning. Chris Rosado Jr. Pleasure to have you along here in Yakima, inside the Orchard. 3 more regular season games. The Pippins will take Friday night off, and then the playoffs start on Saturday. The Pippins will take off for Bellingham, 6:35 p.m. start for Game 1, and then head back home. Bellingham will head here to Yakima on August 15th. Start time scheduled for 7:05 p.m. There will be fireworks after that game. The one guaranteed home playoff game for the Pippins, August 15th. You can still get your tickets at pippinstickets.com. Big one for the Pippins, their first trip to the playoffs since 2017, first after winning the first half, and it's a best-of-3 series, so one guaranteed home playoff game. They would play at home on Monday, August 16th, if needed. If the series is tied after the first 2 games, they will play on Monday, but you can't always count on that. This team has been unexpected and could come out for two big wins, so the only way to guarantee you get to see your home team play in the playoffs here in 2021 is to buy tickets to Sunday's game, August 15th, against the Bellingham Bells, 7:05 p.m. Peyton Stumbo takes over on the mound here in the top of the 8th inning against Ethan Stacy. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Applesox. First pitch, a swinging strike. Second pitch, fouls one off, and he's behind 0-2. Julian Todd and Chabot turned in 2 innings of relief, 1 run, 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts for him. He also hit a batter a couple innings ago. Peyton Stumbo comes on here in the 8th with a 2-run lead. Pippins up 6-4. The 0-2 pitch misses high and outside. They trying to put something close that Stacy might swing at, and that one was just not competitive. 0 for 3, Ethan Stacy is. Fly out, a ground out, and a line out for him. A lot of close games getting played around the West Coast League, as a lot of teams playing for playoff spots or standings in their division. As Stacy takes a close one high and outside, and it's now 2-2 for him. To lead things off here in the top of the 8th inning, Peyton Stumbo working out of the stretch. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Outside, he gets a piece of it. Slow roller to the shortstop, Caballer. He was waiting back. Did he wait too long? No, the throw was in time, and Ethan Stacy grounds out to start the inning. That one kind of died on the grass, and a slow patch. Looks like a little bit of mud out there, or at least more wet dirt at the front part of the shortstop area, and it kind of hit that patch and died even further. Caballer had his feet planted waiting back on it, had to come up on it after all, throw over to first in time. Here's Luke Stuka. First pitch swung on and missed. It's 0-1. The Bellingham Bells, will start there. Bellingham in Cowlitz. Bellingham playing for the opportunity to try to win the second half here in the North Division. The Pippins also trying to play to prevent that, as well as Cowlitz, Bellingham in Cowlitz. Cowlitz is playing to try to get themselves into the playoffs. They need to win their games against Bellingham because they're a game behind the other 3 teams that are tied in the South Division for that playoff spot. Ball taken by Luke Stuka. It's 1-1. However, that game is currently tied at 2 in the top of the 9th inning. Swung on and missed by Stuka, and it's now 1-2. And, of course, as many of these games that go late for Bellingham or are played close to the end, the better for the Pippins, as the more arms, more bats, the more tired the players of the Bells can be by the time we get to Saturday, the better shape the Pippins will be in. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Stuka fouls it off. It's still 1-2. Still early, obviously, so whatever gets used up here on Tuesday for the Bellingham Bells will probably still be available on Saturday. But if Cowlitz can challenge them over the next 2 days, the Pippins will take all the help they can get. 1-2 pitch to Luke Stuka, and he lines this one into the right field corner. Curling foul and will bounce foul right around where the home plates are in the Wenatchee bullpen. It's still 1-2. So that game tied at 2 in the top of the 9th inning. Keep an eye on that one as it goes on. There is a game already into extras. Bend in Corvallis tied at 5 in the top of the 10th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and fouled back to the netting by Stuka as he continues to foul pitches off here against Peyton Stumbo. It's still 1-2 with 1 out and nobody on. Bend also playing. Every team in the South except for Corvallis is playing and needs to win in order to get into the playoffs. Corvallis has already punched their ticket by winning both halves, but they're stuck in a 5-5 stalemate in the 10th inning with Bend. 1-2 pitch. This is down low, and it's 2-2. Corvallis is 18-3 in the second half, so they're not trying to lay down for anyone. And also doesn't want to help anyone walk their way into the playoffs. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Stuka. High and outside, and it's now a full count for him. 8 pitches later, and the count is full with 1 out. Portland in Port Angeles, that game not quite as close. The Pickles are up 6-0 in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Popped up and fouled off again by Stuka. And the final game going on in the West Coast League tonight, Ridgefield in Walla Walla. Ridgefield is up 8-3. Keep an eye as these games come to a close. Let you know some of the ramifications as Stuka pulls one into the right field corner off the wall. Fielded clean by Blake Dickman. The throw gets cut off on its way to second, and Stuka would have been in there safely anyways. It's a stand-up double. 10 pitches on that at-bat, and he ends up winning the battle with a double with 1 out. And here's Garrett Cutting. Garrett Cutting had a solo home run in the 5th inning. It was his first home run of the season. He has 3 triples. He's actually the only player on the Wenatchee Applesox roster who has hit more than 1 triple in West Coast League play. Finds himself with a runner on second base, and he himself is the potential tying run in this game in the top of the 8th inning. Peyton Stubbo trying to hold on to the lead. First pitch. And just misses inside. Really wasn't a bad pitch. Garrett Cutting flinched hard on that breaking ball. One ball and no strikes. Stumbo comes set, looks back at second. Here's the pitch. And popped up out of play by Cutting. It's now 1-1. Outside of the home run, Cutting is 0 for 2 with a line out and a strikeout. Struck out against Julian Todd and Chabot. This is the first inning on the mound for Peyton Stumbo. Stumbo looks back at second again. The 1-1 pitch. Another breaking ball, and that one stays up high. It's 2-1. This time Cutting didn't flinch quite as hard. Still just missed up high. 1 out in the inning. Double by Luke Stuka put him on second base. Pippins leading 6-4. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed by Cutting, and it's 2-2. He went hunting for a fastball there. The Wenatchee Applesox currently are out-hitting the Pippins. They have 9 hits, but just 4 runs to show for them. The Pippins, 6 runs on 6 hits. They haven't been able to get any offense going against Tyler Chipman after he came in with 1 out in the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Garrett Cutting strikes out swinging for out number 2 here in the 8th. That will bring the top of the lineup, Michael O'Hara, to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a double. He's been hit by a pitch twice tonight. First pitch to him, taken high and outside, and that's ball 1. Stumbo out of the stretch, the 1-0. Popped up, left side, shallow left field. Connor Caballer out on the grass. Corey Gerald coming forward, but Caballer calls him out, or calls him off, and makes the catch for out number 3. So a 1-out double for Luke Stuka, but Peyton Stumbo gets through a scoreless 8th inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Pippins ahead 6-4. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app FanFood, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download FanFood today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Bottom of the 8th inning. Last chance for the Pippins to add to their lead before the 9th. Corey Gerald will lead things off, followed by Austin Plante and Connor Caballer. It is 7, 8, and 9, starting with Gerald, who is 2 for 2 tonight with 3 RBI. First pitch swinging, pops one up out of play on the third base side. It's 0-1. He also has a stolen base tonight. Hitting out of his shoes to help the Pippins offense out. He was the last batter to face Cameron Liss before Tyler Chipman came into this game. So we'll see if he continues the success against the right-hander Chipman. Takes a strike on the outside corner. He kind of rolls his eyes at, but it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And he gets a piece of that one, fights it off to stay alive. Still 0-2. Pippins up 6-4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's been the Pippins on top since the 3rd inning when they took a 5-1 lead. Wenatchee has tried cutting into the lead, and the Pippins have added a run since then. 0-2 check swing foul ball. So still no balls and 2 strikes for Corey Gerald to start things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning as the crowd starts to come alive. The pitch, backdoor breaking ball taken, strike 3, and he's caught looking. That is strikeout number 6 for Tyler Chipman.
Next up to bat, number 14, Austin Plante.
And just shutdown relief tonight from Tyler Chipman. Here's Austin Plante. It's a rough night at the plate. Some calls haven't gone his way. He was hit by a pitch and stole a base his first time up, but after that, a line out and a strikeout. He takes ball 1. A 1-0 pitch. He fouls off his own foot. And the Applesox will have to come out of the dugout to retrieve that one. Just dribbled a few feet away from him, out onto the grass in foul territory. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chipman out of the windup. Pitch bounces low and away, and it's 2-1 for the left-handed hitting Austin Plante. He struck out. He was the first batter to face Chipman and struck out. This is the second time facing him now. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Fouled off to the screen on the third base side, and it's 2-2. 2-2 pitch to Plante. He takes a breaking ball, and I think that one missed up high. It's a full count for Austin Plante. They thought they had froze another left-hander on the breaking ball, but now it's a full count. We'll see what happens. Chipman out of the windup. Pitch up high, checks his swing. They'll ask the first base umpire, who says he went around, and oof. Well, I have to side with Austin Plante on this one, and Kyle Crustangel coming down the line, shouting at Tim Heigl at first base. Plante is taking off for first base, and he's been called out. Well, tries to make a display out of it. He went down to first base, and now shouting back to Crustangel. Crustangel is livid out at third base, and I really think they've got a point here. Austin Plante, that one was close. I don't know that I would have said he went around on that one, but Tim Heigl at first base is at the wrong angle to make such a close call against a left-handed batter. Connor Caballer takes a called strike, and I know that that's a flimsy argument when you consider that there are only two umpires here. That's part of the weakness of having a two-umpire system. You don't have anyone at third base on check swings for lefties. Strike taken at the knees for Caballer, and it's 0-2 quickly against him. But that one did not look like he really brought the head of the bat around, and Heigl seemed very confident on the call. Pippins not happy with that one. The 0-2, Caballer swings at the slider and pops it up. Shallow right field. The second baseman, Vanderbrite, comes out, and he just barely makes the catch. So the Pippins go down in order against Tyler Chipman. The Applesox benefit from the strike three called against Plante that would have been ball four otherwise. 2 strikeouts and a flyout in this inning. No offense for the Pippins since back in the 5th. 7 total strikeouts for Tyler Chipman and 3 2/3 of relief. And we go to the top of the 9th. Applesox, the bat for the final time. 2, 3, and 4 due up. And looks like Peyton Stumbo will come back out for a second inning of relief. We'll be right back. You're tuning to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the top of the 9th inning. Peyton Stumbo out for a second inning of relief. He faced 4 batters in the 8th. One of them, Luke Stuka, managed a double against him. Otherwise, a strikeout and a flyout got Stumbo out of the 8th without a run scored. Pippins lead 6-4 as we head into the 9th. Enzo Apodaca to lead things off, followed by Colin Villegas and Tino Bethencourt. At least those spots in the lineup. Villegas is in the on-deck circle for the Wenatchee Applesox. Apodaca reached on a single in his last at-bat against Julian Tada and Chabot, but then was caught stealing to end the top of the 6th inning after the Applesox had already scored 1 run. They had runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Apodaca took off for second, ultimately ending that inning. Fouls off the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Stumbo still working out of the stretch with nobody on. The 0-1 pitch. This is up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Corvallis Knights walked things off at Goss Stadium. They walk away with a 6-5 victory over the Bend Elks. And that's the first game to finish here tonight in the West Coast League. Every other game pretty close, except for Ridgefield and Walla Walla, but they're still in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-2 pitch misses down low, and it's 1-2 for Apodaca. Actually 2-1. Thought the scoreboard knew better than me that time. Shouldn't second guess myself. 2 balls and 1 strike to Apodaca, the leadoff hitter here in the 9th. Stumbo set and delivers. Inside corner taken for a strike, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreboard still not showing that second ball, but it is there. Count even with no outs and nobody on. Stumbo gets the sign and delivers. Apodaca swings and pulls a grounder down the first base line foul. So still 2-2 for him. Portland still on top against the Port Angeles lefties 6-0. Bellingham and Cowlitz still knotted up at 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning out in Cowlitz. Ridgefield a 5-run lead over the Walla Walla Sweets in the top of the 9th inning. Fly ball, foul territory beyond third base, and Connor Caballer races over to make the catch before bracing himself against the fence out in front of lefties. That is out number 1. Pippins 2 outs away from the win here in the series opener. That will bring Colin Villegas to the plate. 1 walk tonight for him. He scored a run back in the 5th. 0 for 3 tonight. Bats from the right side against the right-handed Peyton Stumbo. First pitch from him. Misses up high and goes off the glove of Sam Olson, so it's 1-0. So if the Pickles are able to win tonight, they will put themselves in a good position in the South. Strike taken on the outside corner by Villegas with Bend losing. If Ridgefield is able to finish off the win against Walla Walla, Portland and Ridgefield will be a game above Bend and awaiting what Cowlitz is able to do against Bellingham. 2 balls and 1 strike for Villegas after taking one high and outside. Here's the 2-1. And he pulls a grounder to the right of Connor Caballer. Backhands, but throws high over the head of Bryce Martin Grudzalonic and to the fence where it dies. It's a single. Well, it's Colin Villegas stops at first, I should say. Likely go down as a throwing error for Connor Caballer, the shortstop. Would be the first error of the night for the Pippins. And it does go down as an error. Pippins were errorless all the way to this point, and now Sam Olson went to the dugout. I guess I must have missed what happened there. I don't know if somebody got walked over there or some equipment went missing, but looks like we're good to go now. Tino Bethencourt to bat. He's 2 for 3 tonight. A walk, line out, and 2 singles for him. Bats with a runner on first base. He's the potential tying run here in the 9th inning. Stumbo in line for a save. Came into the 8th with a 2-run lead. Pitch trying to finish off the final 2 innings. Misses up high near the head of Bethencourt, and Sam Olson out to check on him and make sure everything's okay. Nobody down in the bullpen for the Pippins. Stumbo likely going to finish this game no matter what. By the way, Bellingham in Cowlitz has now gone into the 10th inning. So unless the Wenatchee Applesox are able to tie things up here in the top of the 9th, we will not know the result of that game, which has implications both in the North Division and in the South Division standings. The only game that has ended so far is Corvallis walking off the Bend Elks. 2 other games in the 9th. Well, 1 other game in the 9th. Strike taken on the outside corner by Bethencourt, and it's 1-1. Bethencourt a hot bat. Lots of singles for him, but he does have 4 home runs on the season as well. He can kind of do it all as well as the stolen bases. The 1-1 pitch, and he holds back the swing. They ask Tim Heigl, and this time Tim Heigl's standard for a swing matches that of the general audience. Taken for a ball. It's 2-1. Colin Villegas on first base after reaching on the error. 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Stumbo throws over to first. Bryce applies the tag, but it is not in time. Bethencourt, or not Bethencourt, Villegas had already slid back to the bag. It essentially popped up by the time the tag was applied. Peyton Stumbo wants the signs again from Sam Olson. Looks like they're in the night signs here. The runner on first base might be having some trouble seeing the signs. 2-1 pitch. Strike taken on the outside corner, and it's 2-2. It's actually where the term night signs are derived. When you play under the lights sometimes, or just when you're younger and play on fields where fields get dark without lights, you need a signal for signs without the numbers between the legs, because sometimes the shadows can get in the way. Here's the 2-2. Checks his swing down low, taken for a ball. And it's a full count for Tino Bethencourt. And so night signs generally refers to signs that aren't numbers, but instead a series of touching different parts of the catcher's gear, like the knees, arms, your mask, or your chest protector in a certain combination. It's a lot easier to see in any amount of light. Ball taken just below the knees by Bethencourt, who bat flips a walk to put runners on first and second. So Kelly Fitzpatrick will head out for a mound visit as Peyton Stumbo tries to get through this 9th inning. AJ Guerrero coming up next. He's got 2 singles in the game, including an RBI base hit in the 5th. Walked back in the 4th. His last at-bat, he lined out to the center fielder, Taylor Holder. So as I was saying, the night signs, originally the term derives from just being able to use them when the light becomes a problem. So with the runner on first, Stumbo may be having trouble seeing traditional signs, so they go to the night signs. And now with the runner on second, they will stay in the night signs. Stumbo has a quick chat with Tim Heigl, the field umpire. Kelly Fitzpatrick's conversation done. He's back to the dugout, and A.J. Guerrero will get set to bat with 1 out and runners on first and second in the top of the 9th. Pippins leading 6-4. The Applesox have out-hit the Pippins so far, but the Pippins have taken advantage of 2 errors and a number of walks back in the 3rd inning. That helped them take the lead and have held on to it since, despite not getting a runner aboard since Tyler Chipman came into the game in the 5th inning. Strike on the first pitch to A.J. Guerrero, and Stumbo's ahead 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one bounces in, and Sam Olson keeps it near him. Does dribble off to the grass, but towards third base, so the runners stay put. It's 1-1. Stumbo has to keep it in the strike zone here against the Applesox. The Pippins are willing to allow a run, possibly 2. No one ever wants to lose, but the Pippins are going to ask Peyton Stumbo to finish off this 2nd inning. And they don't want him to put free runners on base. The 1-1, breaking ball misses down low. And that one, I believe, saved by the foot of Will Bennett, who got pushed out of the way by Sam Olson trying to get to that ball. It's one of those things that happens behind the plate. Sometimes an umpire ends up unintentionally in between a baseball and its catcher, and the catcher's got to get to that ball. He really shoved Will Bennett. He manhandled him behind the home plate. That's something generally a home plate umpire won't hold against a catcher. Umpires never want to be in the way of things. Sometimes can't help it. Don't know where balls are or other things like that. The 2-1 pitch misses low and away. And it's now a 3-1 count for A.J. Guerrero. Well, along with the fact that even if he does not end up forcing home runs with a walk, every runner he puts on is another runner that can score, that didn't have to get there by himself. The runner on second, Villegas reached on an error. Bethencourt walked. And now A.J. Guerrero walks. And that loads the bases with one out. That's exactly what the Pippins don't want. They want the Applesox to just put the ball in play and create opportunities for outs. Jackson Vanderbrite, hometown kid playing for the wrong side, steps to the plate with the bases loaded, tying run on second base and the potential go-ahead run on first. Here in the top of the ninth inning, Mason Marenko, the third baseman, playing even with the third base bag. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic behind the runner at first. Middle infielders at double play depth with one out. First pitch to Vanderbrite. That one drops in, and the runner breaking for home. Olsen slides, throws, tag not in time. And it's a 6-5 game in the top of the ninth as Colin Villegas scores on the wild pitch. And Peyton Stumbo continues to struggle to find the strike zone here in the ninth. That was a breaking ball, and it bounced off the right inner foot of Sam Olsen, skipped to his left. Olsen sprinted over to it, slid, turned around. It was a great move by him, but Villegas just too quick coming from third. The other two runners move up as well on the wild pitch. So runners on second and third now. Vanderbrite lines one into left field. Corey Jarrell will make the catch and throw home. It will get cut off and not enough time to go home. So this game is tied in the top of the ninth. And really, this is worst case scenario for the Pippins. Well, as I said, Bellingham and Cowlitz went into the 10th inning. That game now in the bottom of the 10th, still tied at 2. And I said the longer Cowlitz can make Bellingham go into that game, the more arms they use, the better. That's the opposite is true here for the Pippins. Line drive down the right field line, but pulled foul by Ethan Stacy, and that's a long strike one. And what I mean by that for the Pippins is this game is tied now 6-6 in the top of the ninth. And, well, you never want to lose a game, but they don't want to go into extra innings for the second game in a row. They'll start to get some arms loose down in the bullpen. Oh, 0-1 count, the pitch to Stacy. Backdoor breaking ball in there for a strike to the left-handed hitting DH. Out of Lower Columbia College. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the top of the ninth inning. For the Pippins, top of the order due up in the ninth. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up high, goes after it, and he strikes out swinging. But 2-run score in the top of the ninth inning, and this game is tied as we head to the bottom half. We'll be right back. You're tuning in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Bottom of the ninth inning. Chris Rosado Jr. here all season long for the Yakima Valley Pippins and for the postseason as well, which, don't forget, gets started Saturday evening, 6:35 p.m. in Bellingham, and then comes home to Yakima, 7:05 p.m. on Sunday for Game 2. Fireworks to follow that game, the second game of the playoffs. Tyler Chipman out for his 4th full inning of relief. He's through 3 2/3 so far with 7 strikeouts, no hits, no walks. No one has reached against him. Spencer Marenko takes a ball outside to start the bottom of the 9th. The Pippins have to do here in the 9th what they haven't been able to do against Chipman in the 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th innings, and that's at least get 1 runner aboard. The 1-0 misses low and away, and it's 2-0. There is an arm getting loose for the Wenatchee Applesox. They don't want to go to him too quickly because of Chipman's success. But if the Pippins can get a runner aboard, they might be able to chase Chipman and try to ambush the next pitcher. The 2-0 pitch. Spencer gets a piece of it, fouls it off. It's 2-1. This game hasn't been tied since the 3rd inning when the Pippins scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd to take a 5-1 lead. They led all the way up until the top of the 9th inning. The 2-1 pitch, and Spencer is late on pitch he was trying to wait back on, waited too long, and it's now 2-2. Pippins will probably go to a new pitcher in the top of the 10th inning if we get to that point. Here's the 2-2 to Spencer, and it's lined out of play on the first base side. He got ahead quickly 2-0, but now has been swinging at some pitches, and it's 2-2. Two-two pitch in the dirt. Spencer Marenko swings and misses. Colin Villegas has to pick it up and throw to first, but they get Spencer Marenko out on the strikeout. Spencer Marenko is now 0 for 5. And here's Taylor Holder, who had a double and scored a run back in the 3rd inning. He also has a stolen base in this game. He's 1 for 4. First pitch to him. Takes up high for a ball, and it's 1-0. Pippins do have 2 walk-off wins this season, both of them in extra innings, against Ridgefield and Walla Walla, the 12th and 16th innings respectively. Strike taken by Holder, and it's 1-1. 1-1 pitch down low. Holder goes after it, and it's 1-2. Chipman has just been untouchable for these Pippins batters. 8 strikeouts for him already, and he's got Holder in a 1-2 count. The pitch swung on and missed, and that is strikeout number 9 for Chipman. Chipman has thrown just 59 pitches. Here's the first pitch. Catches the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. 60 pitches now for Chipman, 40 of them for strikes. 2/3 of his pitches have been strikes. The 0-1, misses outside, and it's 1-1 for Olson. Olson has 2 walks in this game. They both came against the left-hander Cameron Liss. Here's the 1-1. Bounces outside, 2-1 for Olson. Longest relief outing for Tyler Chipman this season was 3 innings coming into today. And struck out more than 4 batters in an outing. 2-1. Another strike to Olson, and the count even, 2-2. Through the windup, the 2-2 pitch from Chipman, and Olson gets a piece of that one. Fly ball, foul out of play down the right field line. Olson has struck out. He struck out looking against Tyler Chipman to end the 6th inning. Bats here with 2 outs and nobody on in the 9th. 2-2 pitch. And he lines that one back to the screen. Another foul ball for him. And for the Pippins, this is only good news. As many pitches as they can get out of Tyler Chipman here in the 9th to try to prevent him from coming back out for the 10th, again, if we get there. Here comes the 2-2. Misses high and outside, and the count is full for Sam Olson. On deck is Bryce Martin Grudzalanek. Came into the game in the top of the third inning for Willie Lajoie. Full count, 2 outs. Chipman through the motion. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball up high, and Sam Olson takes ball 4. He is the first batter to reach against Tyler Chipman since he came into this game in the 5th inning. It was 13 straight batters retired by Tyler Chipman, 9 of them via the strikeout. And he finally issues a walk to Sam Olson. Here's Bryce Martin Grudzalanek. Grounded out against Chipman. He is one of 2 batters to not strike out against Chipman at least once. Grounder back up the middle. Chipman's glove doesn't get near it. It gets past the glove of the shortstop Cutting. On his way to third goes Sam Olson, and he is in there safely without a throw. Garrett Cutting was trying to field that one behind the bag, potentially step on second or throw to first. It was a relatively routine play, and I don't know whether it hit the second base bag or just took an awkward hop off the dirt or Cutting misplayed it. But either way, the ball ended up in center field, and Olson went first to third. The Pippins have runners on the corners. Take a look at that one more time. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek just sends this one right back up the middle. Avoids the glove of Tyler Chipman, and the shortstop, Garrett Cutting, just can't handle it. We'll return to live action here. Blake Dickman will bat with 2 outs and the runners on the corners. We'll see if they try to put on a play here. With Bryce on first. Ball misses outside to Dickman, and it's 1-0. Dickman has 2 singles today. He's 2 for 3, also with a walk, but he struck out in his only at-bat against Chipman tonight, the 1-0. Misses up high, and it's 2-0 for him. It goes down as a single for Bryce Martin Grudzalanek. Yeah, I don't think it touched the glove. It took an awkward hop off of something. Runners on the corners. 2 balls and no strikes, and Bryce with a huge lead at first. He takes off for second. Dickman grounds it back up the middle, and it goes off the glove of the second baseman, Jackson Vanderbrite, and into right field. Blake Dickman scores, or brings in the winning run in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Pippins walk things off against the Wenatchee Applesox 7-6. The Pippins put on a play, not one we've seen so far. Bryce took a huge lead at first, took off for second. There was no way they were going to get the play at second, but Jackson Vanderbrite still muffed the ball off his glove. It went into right field. If he picks that ball up clean, as long as he doesn't try to go to second, they've got an easy out at first as he was playing up the middle, covering the potential stolen base by Blake Dickman. Instead, it goes off of his glove, and Sam Olson scores from third. So the extra pressure brought by Bryce stealing second helps them out, and the Pippins walk things off in the bottom of the 9th, and that is good news for the Pippins. They don't have to waste extra arms. They don't get everyone tired in the series opener playing into extras. Instead, they walk things off. The first walk-off for the Pippins in regulation in the bottom of the 9th inning, and they will take it. They improved to 14-8 in the second half in the North Division. Bellingham still playing against Cowlitz in the 11th, and as I said, that is good news whether they win or not. As of right now, a 2.5 game lead over the Bells, awaiting the result of that game. The Pippins tied things up in the bottom of the first, 1-1 after the Applesox scored to start the game. Nobody scored until the bottom of the third when the Pippins scored 4 to take a 5-1 lead. Wenatchee cut into the lead with 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. But the Pippins, with 1 in the 5th, made it 6-4. It was that way all the way until the 9th, when the Applesox were able to score 2 and tie it up. But then the Pippins, with 2 outs, finally get a runner aboard against Tyler Chipman. Sam Olson works a full count 8-pitch walk. Bryce Martin-Grudzelanek singles up the middle to put runners on the corners, and the extra pressure results in an error on the second baseman off the bat of Blake Dickman that scores Sam Olson from third, and the Pippins walk away with a 7-6 victory. We'll be right back here tomorrow night, 6:35 p.m. on another Baseball Bingo Winning Wednesday. I've been Chris Rosado Jr. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you'll tune in tomorrow night as well.